ladies and gentlemen. If you've just arrived here at TIO Stadium, welcome to you. It's been a fantastic day of grand final action, and a big welcome to you as well, those people that have been here all day, just like myself. But it's been a full day of sensational and exciting grand finals, and now we are finally here, the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Grand Final. Will Southern Districts go back-to-back for the first time ever? Or will the Nightcliff Tigers break a 54-year drought? History is about to be made. All right. The umpires are going to make their way out onto the arena very, very soon here at TIO Stadium. But before we do, let's get a bit of a snapshot as to who's barracking for who right now. The Nightcliff Tigers, where are you? Lots of support for the Tigers. They've waited a long time for this. Southern District Crocs, let me hear you. Also very noisy, good stuff. Well, we can't wait for this final. My name's Richard Champion, ladies and gentlemen, former player with the Brisbane Bears and Brisbane Lions, and it's an absolute pleasure to be up here in Darwin once again. Shame about last year, we had the cyclone, of course, and we had to postpone the grand final, but we are about to get underway. I think the umpires are about to come out onto TIO Stadium right now. The excitement's building, and we can't wait for a fantastic game. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the umpires for this evening's match. Great to see such a huge crowd here, so thanks very much for coming and supporting our grand final teams here at TIO Stadium. We've pretty much got perfect conditions right now. The wind's just dying away. The rain is going to stay away for us. And the teams are about to take to the field. The Nightcliff Tigers will be the first team out. I'd love to hear what the coach is saying right now, geeing up the players, saying, guys, we've waited such a long time for this. Been a long time coming. They don't come around all the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Nightcliff Tigers! All right, Croc supporters, now it's your turn. Please welcome to TIO Stadium, the reigning premiers, the Southern District Crocs. All right, could the umpires and the players please join together in the centre of the field as we'll get the national anthem underway. Thank you. thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. To kick our pre-game presentations off, it's now my pleasure to welcome Larrakia woman, Auntie Bilalora Lee, for our welcome to country.
Darandira Damangwa Bachua. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gulmanajan, Larrakia land. Thank you for the respect you show us, the traditional custodians of the land of the Greater Darwin region. Our lands extend up to 50 kilometres inland, and we are known as saltwater people. Australian Aboriginal cultures are the oldest continuous surviving cultures on Earth, and the Larrakia have always been happy to welcome visitors to our lands, just as I do so today. I acknowledge your respect, thank you. So it is on that note, it is my privilege on behalf of my elders past and present to welcome you all to Gwawadaranyiki, our land. Welcome to my saltwater home of great food, friendly people, beautiful beaches, stunning sunsets and spectacular lightning storms. Larrakia country is like a pearl with many layers of different peoples of living and loving in this deeply spiritual place. You are leaving your footprints on Larrakia land. When you leave, our message will stay with you. I hope your stay in my country is a safe and nourishing one, and that the spirits of my ancestors watch over you while you are here. All that I ask in return is that you walk softly on Mother Earth and treat her with love and respect, as the Larrakia people do. Samamak Bachua, thank you.
Thank you, Auntie B. A lovely welcome to country. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the umpires and the players have linked arms on the playing arena to say no more to domestic violence. We invite you to please stand, because after the no more message is finished playing, we will kindly ask everyone to respect a moment's silence to acknowledge the tragic events that unfolded in Christchurch, New Zealand yesterday. Darwin, in particularly the NTFL, is made up of people from all walks of life, and we want our Kiwi friends to know that we wish them great support and strength today and always. Thank you.
More than 80 Australian women and men were killed last year by family violence. The No More campaign uses the power of sport to change the way the public views family violence. The linking of arms is a symbolic statement to show that everyone who leads up is committed to ending the violence, no matter where or who they are. When these players link arms today, they're raising awareness about the issue and sending a strong message to everyone that family violence is never acceptable. Today, we congratulate both teams on taking a stand against family and domestic violence. Sign up to show your support at nomore.org.au.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem to be performed tonight by Peter Atuka.
Australian soul, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soul and wealth taught. Our home is goodbye sea. With all the lands we come to share, advance Australia there. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia.
the 2-car. Great job. You can't do better than an Indigenous remix version of our national anthem. How cool. Love it. Great job, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, the umpires and captains are gathered in the centre of the field here at TIO Stadium to toss the coin. We'll see who gets the first win on the board. And the coin toss will be performed by the Minister. So Minister for Sport and Recreation, Lauren Moss, and young Ronaldo, who won a leadership award. He's been in Darwin with a lot of his teammates. From Gawinku, and he's earned this right to help toss the coin. He's very excited, so here he goes. Here goes Ronaldo. Great coin toss. It's massive. Will has won the toss for the Crocs. They'll kick to the left-hand end towards the Michael Long Learning Centre. And what a great game it should be. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy the Premier League Grand Final here at TIO Stadium. Promises to be an absolute ripper. Good luck to both teams.
And I'm joined in commentary by Rick Nolan, who's been on NTFL Grand Final Day 9 times as a coach and player, and Matty Hepworth. We're underway in the Grand Final. Kane Riley, one of 3 inclusions for Nightcliff, bustled his way through. First kick is smothered. It's picked up by the Nichols medalist. Phil Wills gets the first effective kick of the evening. Up towards centre half forward. Strong tackle laid. Danny Butcher wins a free kick. Might have been a little high. Another inclusion. Off to Wills. A couple of possessions early. Up towards full forward. Cammy Eilert is down at full forward, but it's a good strong mark in the last line of defence to Zach Smith.
Interesting, Steve Stewart, who the tagging man has gone to the Nichols medalist in Wills early in the game. Done a great job the last couple of weeks as a tagger for Shannon Rusker, and he's gone immediately to the Nichols medalist. Cameron Eilert started at full forward, and so they've put the tag on Wills.
Matty Hepworth, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. What a cracking game we are in for. The excitement's in the air. I don't know about you, but goosebumps watching that countdown before, and we are in for a cracker of a game.
Philo deep into attack for the Tigers. Looking for their first flag in 54 years. Comes to Eilert, and he gets the first goal of the night. The former St Mary's Premiership player, it's his second year at Nightcliff, gets the first goal for the Tigers.
Couldn't get a better start. Nightcliff Football Club got a centre clearance. Game, these finals are usually won in the centre. Got a centre clearance, the ball down to the greatest of all time, or certainly over the last decade, in Cameron Eilert, and he started the game very well for the Nightcliff Football Club.
I think that's the definition of a fairy tale right there, gentlemen. Of course, a multiple premiership player with St Mary's came across to Nightcliff and gets them on the scoreboard in the grand final.
So an interesting move. Jared Brennan again started at full forward like he did last week.
Gilhouse up against Miles. Gallio tapped it only as far as Phil Wills. Stewart was there. So was Staunton. Stewart has slipped forward. Ball stripped from him. Wills, another possession early to Philo. A couple of Nichols medalists combined. Kicks towards half forward up in the Eilert direction. Good competition came from Josiah Farah. McAdams in a little bit of strife, surrounded by a couple of Tigers. Eilert will lay the tackle. It'll come out to Barlow. The former Swan and Bulldog is well tackled. Good pressure by the Tigers. Unrelenting as Butterick there. Came to McAdam, and the kick is forced out of bounds on the fall.
Couple of early mistakes in the game. I used to say, if you're nervous, try and pull off a tackle. Try and get a tackle early in the game.
Daniel Bowles slumps it. A wobbly looking kick towards the danger area. John Butcher, the former Port Adelaide player. Brewer, who's the third of these big ins for Nightcliff tonight, comes in the Zach Smith direction. Charging it down and going off the ground quickly there was Jess Butterick, just to the right for a behind.
Started well, Nightcliff getting the hands on the ball a lot.
It's intensity as well, far out. Taken off.
No change for Southern Districts to the team that thumped Tiwi by 120 points last week. And of course, in the second semi, Nightcliff beat Tiwi by 90 points. They've made 3 changes to that team. Wills has the ball stripped away by Stephen Stewart. Comes to Michael Bowden. Oh, good chase by Wills. Bowden was able to slip the tackle. But everywhere a croc goes, there's a Tiger right on their hammer. Bowden did well to follow up. Kicks it up towards half forward, but a big stretching mark to Brown.
Nathan Brown has got the job on Koopman. That is the big job, because his form has been outstanding through the final series, and like always, Nathan Brown always gets the most dangerous forward.
And he gets 50 metres as well. It's all going Nightcliff's way. Early stages of the 2019 NTFL Grand Final.
I reckon that's an awesome matchup, because it still allows Bowles and Deary to get their run off the half-back. So that's the matchup that I would have gone with as well. It was a good matchup, though.
Looking for John Butcher in front was Melville, who was the Dennis Dunn medal winner for the leading goal kicker in the NTFL season. Oh, clever one-handed mark, if you don't mind. Thorne. The ball was past him, threw the mid out and gathered it up. Gives it to Brennan, who's pretty good at those sort of tricks as well. A couple of former AFL players, and there's another one, Ed Barlow. So this is better movement by the Crocs, steadying things down after a bright start by Nightcliff. Koopman with the arms chopped, not paid. And the ball at ground level fought on hard by Koopman and also Staunton. And there's going to be a ball up.
That's the best ball movement Southern Districts have had. It's only early in the game. But yeah, big job Nathan Brown on Koopman. He has been on fire in this final series.
Somehow it was Tyson Kidney giving away a bit of size in that contest, and I thought it might have been a free kick. It wasn't forthcoming towards the boundary line. Bowles there with O'Brien. O'Brien wants a free kick. It's not going to be paid.
How important, Ricky, is it going to be for them to shut down Koopman tonight? I mean, 6 goals alone last week.
Yeah, I think the difference between the finals and other games is the whole district's forward line are good players. They've got 6, very handy players up there. So, yeah, I think he's just been in good form, but they've got to shut down all 6. It's a pretty dangerous forward line.
Bursting through was Brown. Riley, handball flipped over the top, comes to Brown. Bowles. Gets some distance on the kick. John Butcher in front, knocked away, comes to Eilert, sweeps the handball across to Philo. Philo gives it back to Eilert, good run, and he gathers the bouncing ball. He tumbles a kick up towards half. I just saw Nightcliff here. Brewer can gather. Can he get the receive from Holt Fitz? Holt Fitz might go himself. Steps back inside, steps around, looks for the short pass, looking for Melville, knocked away. And taken there by Zach Smith, who pumps it back into the middle of TIO Stadium, where Gilhouse, manhandled by, free kick surely. Miles infringing there on Gallio.
District's got away with one there. Nightcliff were out. They had 2 spare. They just fumbled the footy. Can't fumble the ball in finals football.
Earlier free kick was paid, came to Gilhouse. O'Brien, good contest with Sean Wilson, the former Buffalo. Bowles on ground level. O'Brien holds him up. Clever kick along the ground, although it's going to be intercepted by Gallio, and he picks it up very well. Kicks towards half forward. Barlow has got a couple to beat. Bursting through is Jess Butterick. Butterick has the kick charged down by Gilhouse. Comes to Barlow. Back in the middle. Going through there was McLaughlin. Now a chance for the Crocs to Thorne. His long kick. Deary dropping back. Good pace shown by Farah. Nudges Deary out of the way. In the forward pocket. Well done by Deary. Held his ground. Has got support, but Brennan too clever. Got a hand to it. Kicks no. It's hit the post. Did everything right, Jared Brennan. Wonderful play and couldn't finish off with the execution.
Deary did well. He kept his feet, but then a little sneaky Jared Brennan does what he does well and just chipped in, and they're unlucky not to score, Districts.
Drogamulla pushed out of the contest well by Valance.
Just got to halve that ball. Hugo's got to bring the ball to ground.
NT Thunder player Hugo Drogamulla. Bradley Valance did well. Just sets the kick up, looking for Koopman. He's got front spot. Brown, too clever, nudged him out of the football and took the mark. Wants Danny Butcher. Staunton intercepts. Wilson comes through. Got Riley for support. Riley swoops by and kicks up towards half forward. Coco Nicky from behind. He infringed. He did. Went up too early and the push goes against him. Free kick to Shores.
It's always a dangerous decision when you go up high. You do, of course, risk giving away the free, and in that case, that's what's happened there.
Plenty of space allowed to Ed Barlow. He's dangerous when he's got time to set up, and he drills the pass down the throat of Thorne, who's looked very busy early. Gets the kick up towards full 40. Wants Brennan, who just seemed to slip. Was able to get to the contest. Might get boot to ball. Not enough purchase on it. Deary gets a handball out. He's got support through Holmes. Holmes does well to Brown, and they team well from defence. The Tigers up to the wing. Melville a long way from full forward. The ball slips through his hands. Good pressure came from Zach Smith. The bump by Eilert was fierce. Melville goes again. Tunneled the legs of McAdam. No free kick. McAdam looked up at the umpire, and it's going to be a holding the ball decision.
He's got signalled the wrong way there.
So that was nearly a holding the play decision there.
Ended up getting that one right there because there was a bit of tunnelling went on, but McAdam's got the ball now.
Koopman, he'll have Miles to fly against. Doesn't make the contest. Miles drops the mark in the end. Staunton burrows after the ball, as does Joel Butterick. Philo. Back down the wing. Good spoil came from Martin on John Butcher. Their defence is working well, the Crocs. Ball comes down there to Valance, but they're bombing away and not finding any targets.
They just need a little bit more system. Nightcliff going into the forward, Districts going into the forward line. They've bombed away a few times, and they just get their systems a little bit better.
Holmes one way, then the other. It's all the Crocs on the wing in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand. Gilhouse pumps a very high kick, dare I say it, a rainmaker. Hope it stays away tonight. The back of the pack, Brown. Getting to it first is Rosie. No, Brown got there and thumped it along to his teammate there. Going to ground was Paris, got a handball away. He's got a teammate on the wing. Bricknell does well to keep it in play. Scoops it up. He's got support inboard from Sean Wilson, the former Buffalo. Wilson will have to hold play up as McAdam came to him. The crowd wanted 50. They're not going to get it.
Important not to turn the ball over near the centre of the ground, because it's just two good sides that will hurt you either way.
Bricknell did well to create some space down at half forward. Spearing ball is brilliant to John Butcher. And that's good system by Nightcliff.
Ricky, you called it before. You said that Districts, they just keep bombing it in, but Nightcliff, they do it with so much more accuracy.
Yeah, just a bit more systems going into their forward line. I'll get it right, Districts, but they probably need that Will Farah at home a few times. Just got to concentrate a little bit more talk, and just a bit more system going into that forward line. Interesting, Paris, I reckon, has gone to Dean Staunton. Looks like it's his it's a pretty hard run with roll.
Butcher misses that one to the near side. Let off for the Crocs.
Rory O'Brien as well is playing as a high half forward, like he did the week before, and played very well.
Oh, Drogamulla stands in the way of that out. He can pump the Tigers back in. Big leap from behind came from Staunton. Butcher handball looking for Holt Fitz. He's dangerous, he's clever, but the numbers favour the Crocs. Comes to O'Brien. Out in the Barlow direction. He's got Bowles for company, and the ball dribbles out of bounds.
Just not hitting their targets, Districts. I reckon that's probably about the 10th time they haven't hit a target today. You know, this is a little kick. That's only a 15-metre kick. Just got to hit Barlow there. Just need to lift their skills a touch.
Here it comes. Gilhouse gets the crumb as well. Gives to Brennan. Dribbles one along in front of him. Came to Staunton, then goes out of bounds.
Districts don't mind rolling up. They've got no one at home, so they've rolled up virtually their whole forward line up to centre forward or the centre of the ground, so if they can get the ball over the back, try and beat Nightcliff with leg speed. A lot of people have said that could be their downfall, Nightcliff in defence. I reckon it's been the best defence all year, but they may be a touch slow, but it hasn't been seen all year. They've been terrific.
Gilhouse won the tap and then fought on at ground level as well. Gave it to Brennan, dropping back, and Nightcliff can send it forward in the Melville direction. On the bounce, Zach Smith can't gather the football. Good pressure came. Got a sweeping handball back into the middle though. Valance has been busy early off half back and kicks it up towards half forward, but floating in is Deary.
Another turnover from Districts.
Deary had a player breaking up towards the wing. That was Paris. Had a man a little bit too close. He goes a little further than that. Philo's got to beat two. Almost does. Zach Smith, the taller player. He's under pressure now. Good tackling came from Tyson Kidney as he held. Umpire Mark Noonan's let it go. Comes to Clinton Gallio, who finished second in the Nichols medal on last Sunday night. Well done, Riley. Just busts his way through. Paris gives it to Riley. Riley kicks long up towards half forward. Kokoniki waits under the ball. A one-handed attempt mark. Not taken there by Schwarz. Might open the door for Nightcliff. Pressure comes from Bowden. Soccer along the ground there was okay by Bricknell. It goes out of bounds.
Well done by Kane Riley. Good clearance from defence. Nightcliff defence is certainly holding up like they have all year. I reckon they've had their best defence all year, and they're so far into this game done very well.
Gilhouse, another tap. Staunton. The top to Smith. Taken in a two-man Tiger tackle. Sent inside attacking 50. Two-handed spoil. Opportunity maybe for Kokoniki. Bowden to Josiah Farah. Bricknell chasing hard. Farah, great speed. Hooks the kick around. He wanted Valance. Won't quite get to him. Drogamula stood in the way and had his arms chopped by Valance.
Farah had absolutely nothing to kick to. It was the only option, either that or the boundary, and I reckon they would have pinged him for deliberate.
Danny Butcher marks and goes from 50. It's a long kick, a little high. Won't carry the distance. Mark dropped in the goal square. Gilhouse, who's everywhere at the moment, gathers. He's wrapped up in a two-man tackle, but it was good enough to get the handball away. Sean Wilson farms it out to Bricknell. Comes to Holt Fitz. Loves these. Quick shot on goal is across the face and sneaks through for a behind.
Bit unlucky not to have a few more on the board, Nightcliff. They're playing good footy early.
In the second semi, they were all over TIO, weren't they? But they were putting goals on the board that night. Crocs hanging in, thanks largely to this man, Brennan.
This is where they're breaking down here, Districts.
O'Brien gave to Brennan.
This next phase. This phase here is where they're breaking down.
Big don't argue on Sean Wilson. Gave it to Barlow. Strong mark in front of Holmes. Then thumps it long. Here's a chance for Mummery. Worked his way to the front. Couldn't complete the mark. Deary at ground level for Nightcliff. Did he tunnel there? He dived down. Mummery went over the top. Came to Wills, the Nichols medalist. Dished it off to his teammate there in Brown. McAdam got to the ball first. Has the ball knocked away by Paris.
Well, Shannon Rusko would have been pleading with Mummery all week is just give us some defensive pressure. If he can bring some defensive pressure to the game, there's a chance of winning it. But he's just got to tackle, harass. Don't worry about the goals. That'll look after itself if he can bring defensive pressure, because Nightcliff Football Club will just run off him.
So McGregor's having a run in the ruck. He's the go-to backup ruckman. He gives away a lot of size. He was up against Drogamula on that occasion, but then he goes in and lays a strong tackle. Oh, Brooke lays a boot in it. No kicking in danger. The crowd wanted. Came to McLaughlin. Comes out to O'Brien. He's 45 out. The centering kick won't find Mummery. It's over the back and through for behind.
Good work, Nathan Brown. Killer footy. Casita point. Reset. Excellent football.
Holmes to himself for Nightcliff. And pounds one out to the outer side. Riley goes up through the legs of Wills. Slipped there, almost let Nightcliff in. But the Crocs have got the numbers, and Shane Thorne, who's had a good first quarter. In towards the forward pockets. Not quite to Barlow, and it's going to be out of the bounds on the full.
It's got to go a little bit more direct, I reckon. Whether Jared Brennan stays at home, whether they go back to Will Farah staying at home. I think Mummery was in the square there. I don't know if he's the hit-up player. Just got to get the right person coming out of that goal square.
With these missed opportunities with Nightcliff at the moment, I mean, you know, there's 7 points in it. It feels like a lot more at the moment because Southern Districts just don't have that silk that they normally do.
Josiah Farah in the Barlow direction. Ran under the footy. Comes to McGregor. He's got Brook there as well. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Bowles, and there'll be a ball up.
So even in that occasion, it was Brook was the player jumping. I'd love to. Willie Farrow, I think, has got to be the target in that forward line.
McGregor again competing. Oh, good strong play there coming through on Philo. Ball was jarred free. Eilert trying to get around Josiah Farah. And Josiah Farah was up to the contest.
Cameron Eilert now having a little bit of a run on the ball. A couple of kicks early in the game.
Set up full forward, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Which they do a bit.
John O'Miles played in a premiership for Wanderers a few years ago. Flipped out to Bowden, immediately tackled very strongly. O'Brien got it to Staunton. Staunton's quick kick. In goes Bowles courageously and finds the boundary line of the spoil.
A couple of repeat entries for Southern Districts. It's positive.
Man, they're keeping it down this way.
It's this method going to the forward line, but you've nearly got every player on the ground now. 36 players inside 50 now, just closing it down. 17-minute mark.
Tight grand final. Last time these two sides met was the last round of the home and away season when Southern Districts lost by 90 points at Nightcliff. Quick snap by Brook. It's across the face, and Brown takes the mark on the last line of defence. There was no Barlow, no Gilhouse, and no Brennan that day. They're pretty handy ins.
Very handy. Oh, you can't turn the footy over there.
And here's a chance for Barlow. He's close to the boundary line. Hooks the kick around to the top of the goal square. Through the arms there of Farah. Comes to Wilson. He's immediately taken in a strong tackle. And
taken high?
He was. See the umpire. Good call.
It's not often a mate does.
Sean Wilson in the last line of defence. So he just sensed the momentum swinging back towards Districts. Unable to put the score on the board though. Wilson flares it out wide. Good strength by Josiah Farah. Got rid of Eilert, and it goes out of bounds.
Just how much territory football has changed probably in the last decade. There hasn't been a high-scoring grand final for quite a long time. Last year was reasonable. There was a lot of goals scored, but it's just become a lot of a defensive game in the territory. And I think that's playing in the Neef, Thunder playing in the Neefland, playing in comps down south.
Miles won the tap as far as Philo. Up to the wing, Sean Martin had a good preliminary final. Gave to McLaughlin, who played his 100th game last week. He had a good game as well. Maybe something can open up. Mark taken by Koopman, long way from the goal square. Kicked 6 last week. Stabbing little pass is good to Brook.
This is clean.
Yeah, they've got to use the usable ear going in. They've done that.
Has got a bad leg on him.
It's touched.
And it was touched, which dragged it down to the top of the square. Came to Murray. His kick is smothered as well. So they got some chances, but good defence by Nightcliff. Back towards the wing, and Holt fits. Towards centre half back. Philo went without it. McLaughlin sends it back inside. Only as far as Wilson overruns the football. The giant ruckman Miles comes up with it. Tumbles a kick back into the centre. Jess Buderick was wrestling there with Schwartz. Clever by Schwartz to Koopman. Out wide to McAdam. Couldn't slip the tackle. He did. He got the handball away. Opportunity. Bowden's kick dribbling along the ground to Barlow. He can go over the top. Now he does. Chance for Southern Districts. Came to Staunton. Handball looped to McLaughlin. Tap to Koopman. He loves these. Jesse Koopman from the boundary line for the first of the night. He's hit the post on the left-hand side.
It might have been a miracle. I've got a feeling Willie Farrow's gone to full forward. They have to restructure that. They need, or Thorne, they need someone to kick to up there. I don't think Mummery's quite the go-to player out of the square. They've had a lot of repeat entries. They should score soon. Oh, what's that? Torpedo to nobody. It's not a good sign, that.
Comes to O'Brien. Lots of pressure coming from Southern Districts. Snout of a Lance, who's been terrific. McGregor holds the mark. He's 55 out. He's got a teammate sweeping around behind in Gallio. Up towards Barlow. Taps it away. Rosier couldn't complete the takeaway. Still a chance, or bursting his way through Brook. Drill this one, Tim Brook. He kicks it straight into the man as well. Comes to Deary. Strong tackle by Koopman. And here's a let-off for Nightcliff. Out towards Schwartz, and Holst fits. Comes to Danny Butcher. Big right hit by Gallio, and down he goes from behind. Schwartz comes up with a football. They're going back inside again. Well done by Butcher. Smothered the kick of Bowden. Finally, a kick is tumbled in. No, it didn't quite make 50. Bowles was there for the Tigers. Came to Staunton. Handball was clever. Came to McLaughlin. This is better. Mummery's got it for a set shot, 35 out, tight angle.
Just if we go back a minute, I don't know why Gallio had to get that handball receive out the back of Valance. So he received the ball with his back to the goals. He's got nothing to look for. The thing that they're struggling with at the moment is players at ground level. If I was Shannon Rusk, I'd say don't worry about the handball receives. Get underneath our forwards because we're struggling at ground level at the moment. Valance can kick the footy. They need people at ground level up forward.
5 goals last week, Michael Mummery. Pressure kick to make scores level. Bright start by Nightcliff. Since then, has been all Southern Districts. Haven't been able to put it on the board until now. Mummery gets their first goal. Points to the Tigers crowd. It's 1-3 apiece.
It had to happen because they got repeat entry after repeat entry after repeat entry, and it usually ends up in a goal. So Nightcliff held them off well, but it had to come.
21 minutes into the first quarter of the big dance. You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. It's been a tight tussle and scores are level at 1-3-9 apiece.
Barlow looks like he's going for a rest up forward. Rory O'Brien, who hasn't had many runs in the middle, looks like he's going to the middle as well.
3 changes to the Nightcliff side from their second semi-final win. Hagan, Walker and Morris out. Walker and Morris playing in the Division 1 Grand Final. And in Riley, Brewer and Danny Butcher as siren to bring to the end of the first quarter. Low scoring it was, so it didn't last very long. There's a little bit of wrestle on the quarter time break between Brook and Cam Islet. It's 1-3-9 apiece in the 2019 TIO NTFL Grand Final.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get the second term underway. Could all patrons please leave the TIO playing arena? And don't forget, at halftime, make sure you stick around, because thanks to Hot 100, we are on the hunt to find the fastest male in the NTFL. The winner will take home $700. Now, if you are actually a participant in this race, will you please ensure you come down and see Danielle at the beginning of the second quarter, okay? So as soon as this quarter's underway, anyone involved in the Hot 100 sprint, please come down in between both players' races and see Danielle here. We've got to register you and make sure you're ready. And we know what you have to do. Thanks, everyone. Please leave the playing arena. Take your seats. And what a fiery finish it was to quarter time. It's all tied away here at TIO Stadium. The Nightcliff Tigers 139, the Southern District Crocs also on 9. Thanks very much, everyone. Enjoy the second quarter.
About to get underway in the second quarter of the TIO NTFL 2019 Grand Final here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's 1-3-9 apiece. Quarter of two halves, you quoted Rick Nolan.
Yeah, it was. So the Districts started, Nightcliff started very well, and then Districts had plenty of the footy in the last 10 minutes. So low-scoring game, a lot of pressure.
No doubt these two teams are, of course, have been the best in the competition all year. Interestingly, though, they've only met twice, and some interesting matchups, Ricky.
Yeah, it is. It's been good. Coaches are sort of doing their diligence. They're doing a fair bit of work onto Phillip Wills. Doesn't look like they're starting this quarter that way, though. Rory O'Brien has started in the middle this quarter, so they've taken the tag away, Districts, and I think they're saying, let's go for it. Stevens, I think, started on the bench. Cameron Islet's gone to full forward.
Umpire Mark Noonan holds the ball aloft. Gilhouse will smash into Miles yet again. Won the tap. Butcher and Gallio. Comes to Philo. Kick around the corner in the Kokoniki direction. Holt Fitz is there as well. Kokoniki gets to it first. One way, then the other. Gets around it. Schwarz in towards Eilert's. Got his hands to it. Couldn't bring the ball down. Bowden there with Brewer. Comes to Eilert. Will he kick the first of the second as well? He does! Got the first goal of the game on the left boot. And at the other end, the airport end, matches that feat. Good start, Nightcliff.
Winning the ball out of the middle, so important. They got it down there quick. And they get the ball down to Cameron. He's delivered again in the first minute, basically, wasn't it? Missed tackle here. Just can't miss Swartz. Just can't miss tackles at this level. It's such an important moment. Bit of a fumble. You give that bloke a couple of milliseconds, and that's what the result will be.
Ricky, a lot of chat going into this game about the Nightcliff premiership drought, 1965. What role would Cam have tonight in breaking that psyche?
Yeah, you just got to play well under the day, though. It's the you can say the drought. I reckon players need to be under pressure. It's going to be a pressure game, so just got to play well on the night.
Gilhouse won the tap, and as far as Kane Riley, taps it out towards the wing. Knocked off the footy there, it was Rosier. Nicky's looked dangerous. Should he throw the ball away? He's taken down in a strong tackle, holding the ball. Well done by Zach Smith.
He did very well then, didn't he?
Love his brother Sam Smith out there, but ACL earlier in the season.
Best player in the competition up till Christmas. Comfortably, probably.
Oh, that's a clever kick. It was a bit of a helicopter kick.
If he meant that the way that the ball spun.
Not that save, to be honest.
I'll back him in, but not many balls spin that way when you're trying to hit someone on the chest.
Bowden to Barlow. Floating across the front of the spoil was Deary, or taken high there. The umpire might have been blindsided. No, he did see it, Mark Noonan. There's a free kick to Nightcliff. Out of Philo.
If there's an area I think districts can improve on is that crumb gathering. Again, you know, Philo was the first bloke at ground level.
They've got the players that can do it, haven't they?
No, they have. They're
Staunton, O'Brien, Rosier.
They're a small forward, exactly.
Butcher. Martin did well, cleverly to nudge him out of the way without infringing. Schwarz. Good kick. Finds Thorne under pressure too, was the kicker. Thorne had some space. Lovely ball out wide to McAdam. Gets the ball, slips off the turf. He's 70 metres out. Pokes a little pass to Rosier. And in front of that, he's got a teammate, though, in Rory O'Brien. He's one of those little crummers.
Just Thorne had his head on a swivel. Saw him out the corner of his eye. Good vision. Got the ball to McAdam, and they were set up in like a more of a 4v4 situation with a little bit of space. That's what I think districts at the moment, I reckon Nightcliff are just squeezing them, getting numbers back behind the ball, and they've got big bodies. And I think they've just got to continue like that situation. Pull the trigger, get the ball in pretty quick.
With 3 minutes into the second quarter, Rick Nolan, the leading goal kicker in the competition, Trent Melville, is still on the bench for the Tigers. No sign of an injury.
Yeah, and I saw Chris Bucks have a word, and I've got a feeling he's just struggling for a little bit of form and confidence at the moment.
O'Brien, can he bring scores level again? Touch right on the line. Brilliant effort there by Holmes, right on the goal line. And so the margin 5 points in the Tigers' favour.
We might look back in an hour's time, and little things like that can make the difference, especially the way this game's going, can make the difference, can't it?
Last year's grand final, there was a point in it.
Exactly.
Up towards the wing, Valance flew in front. Danny Butcher gives to Philo, underground handball to Bowles, coming at him McAdam. Bowles gets the kick away. O'Brien running back with the flight. An opportunity here for Coco Nicky, who's everywhere at the moment. Gathers the football, shrugs a tackle. Still going Coco Nicky, still going Coco. Kicks it into the forward line. Good spoil away from Bricknell. Gave it to Brewer. Brewer the bouncing football. He's taken down to the throw. It won't be paid. It'll come to Gallio, and the Crocs can clear.
Well done, Coco Nicky. Body line the footy. First grab, kept it in front, did everything right. They're away, you districts.
Crocs can go. McAdam's been important in this quarter on the outer side wing. Steers the kick in the direction of Staunton. Plays on quickly. He's got a little lead in the pocket, and he drills it down the throat of Koopman.
That is the first time, which is a worry, I think, for Nightcliff. It's the first time that Dean Staunton's been on one of those long gut-running runs and ended up on the end of the footy. So he was a little bit quiet in the first quarter, but that is a good sign for the Southern Districts Football Club.
He did that all through the preliminary final, didn't he, against Tiwi?
His fitness is very, very good at the moment.
Koopman 6 last week. Koopman has 1 tonight. He's clapped through in the goal square, and you wouldn't believe it, the Crocs are in front. 2-4-16, Nightcliff 2-3-15.
Bit of a dead-eye dick, isn't he? He doesn't miss too many. So just worry about Dean Staunton. That's something I reckon the Nightcliff coaching staff, you just don't want him. That wasn't a good sign. He ran and got that footy, I think. That might have been him that delivered then. You just see him out the corner of his eye. He is running and running and running. There he is there. They've got to get in front of him. They've got a bumper bar. They can't let him get to space because he's one of the best players in the competition at the moment.
Just a quick update from the Nightcliff bench, and Trent Melville has just come on.
Taking his place down to full forward.
I think that's better because they had to restructure because Bricknell had to go to full forward, who's been playing pretty well on a wing, so just need to get him into the game.
Wilson. Philo, shrug. I thought he had shrugged it, but he wasn't going to be let go of by O'Brien. Wilson. There's Bricknell. Marks on the wing in front of Shaw's.
As a junior, he was known as a full forward, but I reckon it's the best footy he's played has been on a wing this year.
Thumping kick. Drogomula gets to the ball first. Somehow a fist came in from the side by Valance. Excellent work. Gilhouse bursts his way through and gives to Valance on the bounce. Shrugs Wills. Kick on the side of the boot was deliberate and clever. Came to Barlow.
Gee, they're looking cleaner this quarter, the Crocs.
So that Gilhouse one grab, strong through the body. Excellent. Is this bloke running again? It's a worry. It is a worry.
McLaughlin gives to Staunton. He was able to be shut down this time by Joel Butterick. Little pat on the head, and Staunton didn't like that. He replied with a little round arm.
They've really got to concentrate, whoever goes to him, to make sure he can't get to space. You've got to bump a bar. You've got to stop him from getting to that dangerous space.
Joel Butterick's the man at the moment who's standing right beside him. Gilhouse worked his way to the front. Bricknell a long way down from the forward line. Throws it onto the boot. Only as far as McAdam, who's been terrific. He can't quite shrug. Jess Butterick just got his boot to ball. Good bump came from McLaughlin. Now to McAdam, who's run down. Got a legal handball away, said the umpire. It's really stepping up in intensity now. Barging his way through was Koopman. Got boot to ball. Big pack forms around at centre half forward for the Crocs. Should be a ball up.
Umpires let it go then. That was good. Players just get their a foot or their fingertips to the ball.
Gilhouse having an important role tonight. He just pushed Miles away from the footy, grabbed it. Brooke couldn't complete the transaction. Came to Jess Butterick. Charging through was Drugger Muller, trying to put his big frame onto the contest. Now Gallio, who's been quiet-ish, came to Valance, who hasn't. He's been good. Up towards the top of the goal square. Fly in from Farah. Where's Koopman? He loves these. He's swooping on Brown. Couldn't take him in the tackle before Brown got it away to Bowles. And now Cam Eilert, who's forced all the way down into the back pocket. Kicks to the wing. Drugger Muller again inserts himself and punches it out of bounds.
I don't know if Rory O'Brien, he's on the bench at the moment, so I can't say there, but they just need someone at home at ground level, I think. Plenty of ball forward. And I like Willie Farah there having a big run at the footy. Brings the ball to ground, then they just got to get some crummers.
Better by Miles then. He might have won that tap. Gilhouse goes at ground level. Came to Paris. Well done by Stewart, knocked Wills off the football and then gathered the football. Wills comes back for a second go though. He's still fighting on Phil Wills, the Nichols medalist. He can go inboard to Butcher. Goes further than that. Maybe Butcher was the better option. He kicked it to 2-on-1 contest. Wilson was the man. It was taken away though by Gallio. Kicks to the wing and finds Gilhouse. Not sure that was the right decision by Phil. Butcher was all alone, just a few metres away. Could have set up another forward move.
I think Seb's getting a bit of the footy. They don't want him kicking the ball, but he did well there.
Finds Barlow. Former Swan and Bulldog. Runs around and pumps it long. Where's that crummer that Rick Nolan talks about? There's a holding decision and it's going against Jared Brennan and going to Clayton Holmes.
Don't want too many of those Tiggy Touchwood ones. I didn't see it, so I hope it was there.
So far, I think you commented before, Rick, it's just been allowed to go on, which is terrific.
And that's what you want. Very well umpired so far.
Josh Hardy, Jamison Galbraith and Mark Noonan, the three men in charge tonight. Martin, Butcher came the other way. Melville gets into the action, gives to Grewal. That might give him some confidence in the Bricknell direction. Standing off him is Bowden. Got the spoil away. At ground level, Paris. Bowden and Paris. Couple of big names in the territory. Quick snap. And it's a great goal.
Good contest, got it into a one-on-one. There's another dead-eye Dick is Bricknell. He doesn't miss too many when he gets an opportunity, but they have had to restructure and put him down there, and he hasn't let the coach down. Kicking a goal.
Nightcliff regained the lead.
Guru's been a bit quiet, hasn't he? But hopefully working his way into the game. Good contest. Pretty smart by Paris. Good little flick. Doesn't miss too many. He's got good goal sense, Bricknell.
2 goals to Cam Eilert for Nightcliff, now 1 to Bricknell, and it's Jess Koopman and Michael Mummery who kicked the 2 goals for Southern Districts.
Districts just didn't get this right in the score. They might be able to now restructure, but they didn't get it right. Who's in? It's McLaughlin, who's not usually in there, and they had to call him in.
Hugo Druggermuller's on the bench at the moment, but his last few minutes have been pretty important. He's won possessions, but he's been crashing packs, as big men should. Handball flipped over the back. Josiah Farah keeping the ball along in front cleverly, gets away from Jess Butterick, then curls the kick around in the Barlow direction, running with the flight. There's Tigers coming left, right and centre at him, and Jess Butterick wins the football, and now it will open up, comes to Danny Butcher. Charging at him is Staunton. Butcher gathers, gives to Honkfitz from 35. Liam Honkfitz to the vacant square! Doesn't miss too many from those opportunities. And a little break now to Nightcliff after Southern Districts were swarming over them. It's an 11-point lead.
Well, Fitz is another. If he gets 5 possessions, it can be 4 goals. So just a bit of odd. Thought Districts probably played the best footy for the first 10 minutes, and then Nightcliff kicked 2 in a row. And that can build a little bit of momentum, and what it does, it also gets your crowd into the game. I've got this better now. O'Brien, Staunton and Barlow probably look at getting Seb on as quick as he could, as they can.
Smaller McGregor goes up against the giant Miles. Philo kicks it out of the middle. Jess Butterick's been good. Keeps the ball in front. He's got Rosier for company. Goes towards the boundary line, and Rosie's happy to see it out.
Big Zeb's on the bench there, ready to come in. It's going to be pretty hard to do a rotational from all the way over there, though.
It's Jared Brennan, deep in defence, top of the attack, I should say, top of the goal square with Clayton Holmes for company. Had a good first quarter, Jared Brennan on the ball, just resting at the moment. McGregor up against Miles. The taller man won the tap. Bursting through was Wilson. Excellent work to Bowles. Who's he got at the top of the square? He's got Melville. One grab, two, slapped away. Crocs in defence have got the numbers. Comes to Bowden. Cleverly off. And then the kick is horrible.
Free kick to Nightcliff. Philip Wills, free kick to Nightcliff in front of goals. Would have been a holding decision, but I think you'll find it was a throw he just signalled then.
Going against Bowden.
I think you'll find Deary will take. Is it Deary or Butcher? Butcher will take it.
Yep. Or they're going to give it to Holt Fitz.
That's the guy you want with the ball, don't you?
Kicked one already this quarter.
Good from the pocket.
He's doing a Stevie J by the looks of it.
Got supreme skills, hasn't he? Two of the. I mean, really, there's one at each end. Two of the really bright young talents of territory footy in Mummery and Holt Fitz. Had lots of opportunities to further their careers.
This is play on as soon as he takes one step here. Yep. He's missed it, I reckon.
Too much bend on it.
Yep.
Once again, you wrap them up and they miss. 4-4 plays 2-4. Breathe a sigh of relief, the Crocs.
I always wonder how many times he's practiced that during the week. Like he's probably kicked 300 drop punts, but he hasn't kicked that all week, and then you go and try it. Well, you're better off just with a drop punt when you've got that much daylight.
Martin, huge kick, but he's run out of the square, so it's all going Nightcliff's way at the moment.
It is. Momentum is just huge in a game of footy, let alone a grand final, and just a couple of little things going against districts that just need to get on top of this game.
Drogamulla up in ruck, flips it to the back only as far as Valance. They want to clear the danger zone pretty quickly. O'Brien, who had a shot touch right on the goal line earlier in the quarter, would have been handy for the Crocs. Strong tackling, forces the turnover, comes to Jess Butterick, who's had a great second quarter. Drogamulla again, Melville's getting busy. Handball over the top to Wilson. His quick snap from the... He's out of bounds on the full.
It was Bowles in that pocket. He just pressed up on the left his man and pressed up and just caused that turnover. It was really well done.
2-goal lead to Nightcliff, looking for their first premiership in 54 years. Southern Districts won the flag last season, beating the Buffaloes by a point in the grand final. The way this game's going, it's going to be another close one. Jess Butterick was involved again, and he's tapped it onto the boot of a Crocodiles player, and so will win the free kick. He's having a good quarter. And finds Eilert. Loose marking by the Crocs.
No, the umpire's called it back.
No. If he's going, he'd be lining up for his third.
Butterick squares at this time. Into Bowles. He's got a thumping leg on him and an accurate one as well. He goes the long option. Close to the boundary line. Melville's legally held off the footy, bumped off the footy, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, they need to just try and clear this area, Southern Districts.
So much of this game has been played in the 50, whether it be Nightcliff's 50 or District's 50. Not a lot within the midfield, Ricky.
It's also played on the other side of the field, and they're trying to get Gilhouse on. They can't get him on.
He's still waiting, is he?
Yeah.
He is too.
Drogamulla handball out in the Paris direction to Danny Butcher on the half volley. Holt Fitz. Clever comes to Joel Butterick. It's away to the left, to the right.
Missed opportunities from the Tigers here.
Martin's got to make sure of this fullback kick out. Cardinal sin to go over the line. Oh, we've got space here, Bowden.
Short kick. Rosy direction. Was crunched into by Drogamulla and wins a free kick. Maybe a little fortuitous. Out wide, it's a 3-goal to 1 quarter to Nightcliff. Bowden gives it to Barlow. Then glides by, maybe for a receive, but that was quickly chopped down. So good mounting up by Nightcliff. 16 minutes gone, second quarter in the TIO NTFL Grand Final. Mummery flew, didn't complete the mark. Came to Phil Wills, the Nichols medalist. Around the corner to Wilson. Wilson's hands were good. Philo, also a Nichols medalist, back to Eilert. Eilert tried to step around Rosie, a handball to himself.
Got to get his stats up, Cammy, I think.
Kick over the top to Holt Fitz. Melville there as well. Holt Fitz runs on, coming at him, McGregor. Holt Fitz tries to step around, goes by hand to Melville. Melville taken off the football just as he got boot to ball, and it slews off the side of the boot to Brennan, who's now in defence. Taps it through his legs. Melville goes off the ground. It might come unstuck here for the Crocs. Comes to Butcher. Butcher's handball, looking for Paris. Comes to Paris. He overrides the football. Goes off the ground, Jono Paris. Way to the right for another behind. It's all the Tigers. 17 minutes gone second quarter. They lead by 14.
Well, by McGregor before, he was just looked like Holt Fitz was going to get away there. He just didn't trail in. He was right up his backside. It was very well done.
Kick comes in the McGregor direction. Flew high over Brewer. Couldn't complete the mark. Now to Deary, close to the boundary line. So it stays in. Paris was taken in the tackle. Deary comes up with a footy. Neat step. He's taken by McGregor, but got the kick away in the Butcher direction. Here's another opportunity maybe. Taken here by Eilert, one way then the other. Handball to Jess Buderick. Stands up, spins no one, and then has the kick smothered and through for a behind.
This Cameron's strength through his core is phenomenal. Just keeps his feet all the time. Will Farah just had to watch the footy there before. This is a dangerous kick. It's a 2v1. He'd want to be good at McAdam, and he is.
Well, the bounce favoured him. He had Bowles and Brewer for company, and now it might open up. O'Brien's got plenty of space. Who's he got, though, up forward? Everyone had spilled forward into the Nightcliff attacking zone. Well done by Mummery. Got rid of Holmes, and as said, he infringed.
Really? I thought Mummery did very well then.
Just good use of the body.
And now it's 50.
Yeah.
You've just got to get over that, keep your head high and move on to the next contest.
It's the most experienced umpire out there, Mark Noonan, that made that call. So unlucky the Crocs, and Nightcliff have a chance to go forward again. They've kicked 3 goals to 1 this quarter. Clayton Holmes, the defender, will trot up to about 80 metres from goal.
I don't reckon Districts can afford for Nightcliff to get one here going into quarter time, half time.
Gilhouse has sent himself down into defence. Brennan there as well. Brooke comes up with it for Southern Districts. Kicks to the wing. Wilson is there up against Farah, who's been reasonably quiet today. And he goes to ground, and Danny Butcher trips over Farah. Coco Nicky comes up with a footy, goes to Deary, to Wilson, back to Danny Butcher. Butcher's kick straight down the throat of Gilhouse, who marks between fullback and the halfback flank.
It honestly took 10 minutes to get this bloke on the field.
It was a long time, Ricky. We were sitting here watching.
Dangerous kick. Melville's there. O'Brien was clever, ran underneath Melville and came up with a footy, but there were plenty of Tigers around there if it had gone the other way.
If this
he kicks
stays
to
in
the
there
wing.
away.
Mummery will get there first, but he's got 2 Tigers around him, and they're good enough to, through Kidney, get the ball back to the wing and straight down the throat of Brewer.
They closed that ball, that down Nightcliff very, very well.
Brewer's kick to Wills. Jess Buderick. Ton of possession in their second quarter.
He's been very good, hasn't he?
Unsung player. Up to Eilert, through his fingertips to Rory O'Brien as Eilert was taken down off the ball and held, said the umpire, but it's going against Eilert.
And 50.
So the kick will come down the ground. It'll be a handy goal coming in 20 minutes into the second quarter.
You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. 20 minutes in, it's Nightcliff 4-7-31, leading Southern Districts 2-4-16.
He's getting a bit of the footy, this guy, but they just need him to get more of the footy in their forward half.
Can he create something? Wants Barlow, got his way to the front. Good spoil away by Brown. And Brown ties Barlow up in a strong tackle on the 50. Ball up.
This is probably where Southern Districts need it right now. They've kind of been on the back foot for the probably the last half of this quarter at the moment. So they need a couple, don't they, Ricky?
Yeah, I've said it a few times, come grand final, if you can keep a side under 8 goals, which Nightcliff's defence always does, you should win the grand final, and they're on track to do that at the moment.
Sean Wilson dived on top of the footy. Brennan held him up. We'll have another ball up. Noonan in there quickly to toss it skyward. Gilhouse in ruck against Drogamulla. Aimed at Kane Riley. Clever kick into the path of Coco Nicky. Might have some company shortly. It was Schwarz. Nicky does well. Can he trap the footy? Goes to ground. Got a player over the top of him in Valance. Might have been a push in the back there. It was. And it's going to Martin. Sean Martin slides up from fullback to take the kick in the middle of TIO Stadium. Out to O'Brien again, Rick.
This is where I like him getting the ball on their forward half.
Second attempt, Thorne. He's called to play on because he stepped sideways over the mark in towards the pocket. Brennan all alone.
Brennan's a left footer, so it'll be on his handy side, and they need this desperately, the Southern Districts Footy Club. Usually delivers, Jared, when he needs one. Again, the Stevie J.
Yeah.
Kicks on goal. He might have hooked it too much. He has a behind only, and the margin 14 points now in the Tigers' favour. It was 1-3 apiece at quarter time.
Brennan, one of those few players that hasn't actually played against the Tigers all year.
I'm not a fan of those Stevie J kicks, just because players don't do them a lot during the week. But
O'Brien was able to push away from Brewer pretty easily. Brewer, one of 3 inclusions for Nightcliff into this side from their second semi-final team. Hasn't had a great impact so far, Brewer. O'Brien pokes the kick in towards the top of the square. One-handed was Gallio. Kane Riley's been good. He's one of the inclusions. Had a good first quarter and building into it in this second term. Attempted mark there. Melville goes to ground. Comes to Valance. Back to Bowden. High kick, but he's okay. Doesn't quite get to his teammate though. McLaughlin was spoiled away. Holt Fitz going hard at the foot. He was Danny Butcher with courage. Put his head over it and won it.
Just again going back to that district's forward entry. The ball, where'd the ball go again? To ground. What did Nightcliff do? Cleared the football.
And gets 50. Gee, and that'll come to pretty much the paint of 50. Not sure if he's got the distance in him, but close to half-time.
The square's 45, so it should be right on that 50 night. And the umpire's got it perfect, I reckon. He's got to be disciplined in finals. It can't allow, I know you mightn't agree with the decision, but he's got to keep your mouth shut. Butcher's looking around for Folo, is a big kick of the footy. Didn't give it to him though.
Gilhouse waits, the Southern District's ruckman. He goes short in towards the pocket. He's got John Butcher up, spoiled away by Martin, who then goes to ground. He want to get up quickly. Butcher comes at him. Rosie got there first though for the Crocs and kicks it in the Barlow direction. He's got 2 Tigers around him. Brilliant tackle by Danny Butcher. It's the Butcher show at the moment. And there's the siren. So this will test Danny Butcher. He's got a shot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is half-time. We need to make sure that all patrons remain off the field, please.
What he can and can't do, he's got to run straight through the footy. A chance to push the margin out to 20 points, which will be a handy half-time break. He goes a tumbling, awkward-looking torpedo. It bounces and won't even make it to the top.
And that will be your half-time score. 31 plays 17 in favour of the Nightcliff Tigers. Just another quick announcement.
4 years.
Could all patrons please remain off TIO Stadium during half-time? You will be allowed back on at three-quarter time because we've got to look forward to our Hot 100 sprint where we try to find the quickest gentleman in the NTFL. So if you are involved in the Hot 100 sprint, please make your way down to the umpires race immediately. We need to get the race underway. $700 up for grabs.
And then we've got Southern Districts here too now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to introduce to you the Hot 100 Sprint. We're trying to find the fastest male in the NTFL. $700 up for grabs. Representing Jabiru, Jordan Waterbury. From Nightcliff, Nathan Mew. From the umpires, Lewis Reed. From Southern Districts, Ethan Baird. From Waratahs, Brendan Milker. From the Wanderers, Don James. From St Mary's, Nick Yarran. And from the Buffaloes, Joel Richardson. And a big thanks to NT Athletics for arranging our 100-metre sprint. This evening, the guys are getting all set up and ready to go. And $700 is up for grabs to the individual winner. Big thanks to Hot 100 for availing this prize for us. So we've got all our clubs represented. All right, so they're at the starting blocks, ready to go. They're just getting last-minute instructions from Athletics NT. $700 up for grabs, thanks to Hot 100. Who's going to be the fastest male in the NTFL? All right, I think we're in the starters' hands. And they're away. There goes Jabiru out well. Nightcliff also. The umpire's doing a pretty good job as well. Nick Yarran's doing really well. The Buffaloes are there. It's going to be a Clyde finish. And it's the Tigers. The Nightcliff Tigers. Nathan Mew will just get the official placings, but it looks to me, from the naked eye, that Nathan Mew from the Nightcliff Tigers has taken out the Hot 100 Sprint. We're just waiting on official adjudication. So the guys are congratulating each other. Gee, it was a good finish too. Yep. All right, we have the official placings in my hand, and we were correct. Congratulations to Nathan Mew for the Nightcliff Tigers. He picks up first prize of $700. Jordan Waterbury from Jabiru wasn't far behind, a very close finish, and in third place from the umpires, Lewis Reed. Please give it up for all of our contestants in the Hot 100 Sprint. Can I ask all contestants, guys, please make your way over to the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, as our participants head towards the dais, please give it up for all of our contestants once again in the Hot 100 sprint. Great job, really close race. Oh, I love it. Probably should have done that at the start. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations in third place from the umpires, Lewis Reed. Well done to you, Lewis. In second place, gee, it was really tight too. He really put up a good race. From Jabiru, Jordan Waterbury. And in first place, he's still puffing pretty hard. He put in a really big effort, but did a great job for the Nightcliff Tigers. Nathan Mew, congratulations. A big thanks to Hot 100 for donating this prize, $700 to Nathan Mew. Congratulations, guys. Now, just as they're getting their photo taken, we've just got a quick community service announcement. If you own a white Toyota, it looks like a little car, so a small white Toyota, the registration plates are 758760. You've left your lights on. So a white Toyota, possibly a Yaris, but registration 758760. You've left your lights on. We don't want you to get a flat battery before you try to leave TIO Stadium tonight. So go and turn those bad boys off. Congratulations to all our guys who got involved in that sprint. We're about to get the second half underway very shortly. Thank you so much for obeying us and keeping off the arena. And remember, if you are posting pictures, the TIO NTFL Grand Final, thanks to Virgin, you can win free flights to Bali. Just use the hashtag NTFL Bali, and we'll be announcing that on Monday. So there's still time to get your entries in, okay? Hashtag NTFL Bali. And you could be in with an easy way to win 2 flights to beautiful Indonesia. Now, as most of you would be aware, TIO is the Territory's longest term corporate partner, having supported the game in the Territory for over 28 years. Their support spans across leagues, stadiums and the women's game, covering the width and breadth of the Territory. Having signed on as naming rights partner of the TIO NTFL again for the 2018-2019 season, TIO has committed to be the naming rights partner until the culmination of the 2020-21 season. So a big thanks to TIO for your continued support. All right, we're not far away from getting our second half underway here at TIO Stadium. What a game we have on our hands. It's a 17-point margin at the moment favouring the Nightcliff Tigers after a big second term. But we expect the Southern District Crocs to hit back. The umpires are just about to hit the field. Both teams are out of their change rooms and making their way to the centre. Give it up again for the Nightcliff Tigers and the Southern District Crocs.
Almost underway in the second half in the NTFL Grand Final for season 2019. Nightcliff 4-7-31, Southern Districts 2-5-17. And just a little spurt at the end of their second quarter, Rick Nolan saw Nightcliff open up a handy break in the low-scoring game.
They did. They got a bit of a chaos. Ball went forward, and Cameron Eilert kept his feet and kicked a bit of a miraculous goal. Gave him a touch of momentum. They followed it on with another goal as well. So just had a fair bit of momentum. I think Districts just struggled to get Gilhouse onto the ground. I reckon that went against them as well. So ball was on the other side of play for quite a while. So premiership quarter, the third quarter, they say.
Umpire Jamison Galbraith holds the ball aloft and prepares to bounce again. Trent Millville starts the third quarter on the bench as he did the second. The leading goal scorer in the NTFL for the season. Smashed along the ground by Barlow. Poking along, or attempted to, was McLaughlin. He's still going. He's taken in a tackle by Kane Riley. Comes to O'Brien, cleverly got it out to McLaughlin, who did very well to the top of the square. The spoil towards the boundary line. Deary gets to it first. It goes out of bounds.
Of course, while we did see that late second quarter surge from Nightcliff, a few missed opportunities as well. We can see the 7 behinds, 4-7-31, and a few of those, I reckon 3 of those behinds missed within about 3 minutes. So that is probably what's keeping Southern Districts in the game at the moment.
Good centre, early clearance though by Districts.
Gilhouse worked his way to the front. Down the throat though of Deary to Riley. Through the hands of Will, soccers off the ground, back into the middle, gained about 50, almost 60 metres. Josiah Farah gets to it first. He's got Eilert coming at him. Kicks in the Barlow direction. almost took the one hand. A good pressure came from Phil Wills, who won the Nichols medal earlier in the week for the best player in the competition. That might be a push in the back. Just taken forward in the tackle there, goes against Staunton, and it's a free kick to Joel Butterick.
I reckon with the Melville situation, you can see he's out of form and he's been out of form for a month. Just if you said get out there and just tackle, all I want you to do is tackle, just change something up, and then he pulls 2 or 3 tackles, and the next thing it turns around. Just got to probably change his thought or direction. He probably thinks I've got to kick goals, I've got to take big marks. I'd change the direction in front of the group. I would have been saying, just tackle. If you pull off 2 tackles this quarter, that's all we want you to do.
Yeah, blood rule for one of the district's players there.
Valance just might have got an elbow to the head there. He laid a very good tackle on Drugamullah and won the free kick, but in that motion of that tackle might have got a stray arm, so he's coming off the ground for some attention.
Interesting with Valance, he went and played in the Sunraysia League for Oyen with Will Farrer and that, and then they said, hey, why don't you come and have a run with us, and he come back up and played a premiership with Oyen in the Sunraysia last year, and it may be a Southern District's premiership player in an hour's time.
He's had a good game. He was particularly good in the second quarter, I thought. Rory O'Brien, who's got busy as the game's gone on, will take the free kick while Valance gets patched up. On the outer side of TIO Stadium, down the throat of Rosier. So a slow start to the third quarter. Low-scoring grand final. Nightcliff looking for their first flag in 54 years. Southern Districts are the reigning premiers. And Barlow, the former Swan and Bulldog, marks on his chest. Towards centre-half forward. Koopman ran under the footy. John O'Miles paddles it along to Danny Butcher, who had a good second quarter. Good strong tackling there, and it's tied up. Rosier tackled by Drugamullah.
Was within the first couple of minutes of the first and second quarter, we saw Cammy Eilert just out of nowhere. A couple of sneaky goals. Hasn't been so lucky for him in the start of the third quarter, though.
No.
Brown comes to Joel Butterick, now to Holmes, over the top to Philo. Philo on the left boot, spearing ball in the Bricknell direction. Good spoil away by Smith, but Bricknell held his feet and got a clever kick up towards half forward. Drugamullah slaps in the Holt-Fitz direction. Can he shrug the tackle of Brook? He was able to give it off to Drugamullah. High kick, won't quite make his teammate, and it goes out of bounds before Peris could gather the footy.
Just hasn't been a lot of good, quick ball movement up and down the ground. It's been a very defensive game. I reckon districts like quick ball movement into their forward line and getting the ball to one-on-one situations.
Gilhouse and Miles once again. Gilhouse won the tap. Barlow, some good tackling tonight. It's one of those factors in that, I think. Joel Butterick in front of Staunton. He's taken down in the tackle, then gets the handball away to Phil Wills. He's just able to shrug the tackle of McLaughlin. High kick to centre half forward. Coming through Zach Smith, taken front on by Jess Butterick. Soccer off the ground by Brook. It's tight and tough. Now the kick comes there from Philo. High towards centre half forward. Some hanging on. Bowden. Danny Butcher. Holt-Fitz dangerous in these positions. Going to get his second of the night. Steps one way and the other. Ducks under another tackle on the left boot. Holt-Fitz is across the face and out of bounds on the full.
Looking dangerous. Said earlier on, he just needs 5 kicks for 4 goals. I thought he was just about to slip a tackle in and put that one straight through the middle.
He's been really impressive tonight, Holt-Fitz.
Out it comes to Brennan. Deary, good opposition. Wills is there. Deary close to the boundary line. He's kept it in. No, the umpire says it's out of bounds. Throw in. Left half forward for Nightcliff. So no score early stages of the third quarter. 4-7-2-5 with the score at half time. That remains.
Next goal vital, I just feel.
Gilhouse and Miles. Phil Wills goes without it. Zach Smith was there. Soccering off was Butcher. Was clever. Holt-Fitz. He's got a man. Bricknell at centre half forward. He drills towards goal and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full as well.
Swartz just got to watch his starting points on Holt-Fitz there. Just got to really be up his backside. Can't give him a metre. He's too dangerous of a player.
So they break to the outer side this time. Thorne, who's become quiet after a good first quarter. There's a free kick downfield here, so here's an opportunity. It goes against Deary. Southern Districts have an opening.
Out of play, Joel Broderick's gone to Dean Staunton, and he just, as I was talking before about bumper, he's just bumper bar, not letting him get to space. Staunton turned around and had a go at the umpire about it. He's just wearing him down and doing the team things, Broderick. Good work. Here they are here in a one-on-one. Again, starting point's really good. Halves the contest, gets a stoppage. It's a win for the Nightcliff Football Club.
He's taller. He's giving away he's taller than Staunton. He's already got the pace to go with him as well.
Yeah, Dean's strength is his engine, but as I said, every time he tried to get to space, he was just in his face.
Gilhouse won the tap. In front this time was Joel Butterick. Picked up and taken high was Wills. Almost had his head pulled off. No free kick.
Dropping the ball.
Gee, that was like a clothesline, that was.
It's gone the Crocs way. Brennan.
Balling quick, just try something different.
He pokes a little short pass in, and it's Barlow strong in front of Deary. Was good hands, Matty.
Going wide though, isn't he?
Deary was right on him. He's been a great defender. Runner-up in the Nightcliff Best and Fairest behind Phil Wills. Barlow, experienced player. AFL footy with the Swans and the Western Bulldogs. To bring the margin back to 8 points. The trumpet's gone off in the crowd from 50 metres. Ed Barlow swings the ball back towards goal. It's across the face. Farah went up off hands through from behind.
Fair effort. Anything in grand finals is they need goals. This went a little bit wide in that in the entry.
Holmes to bring the ball back into play for Nightcliff. 3-goal to 1 second quarter for the Tigers. That broke the game open for them a little bit. Riley went up in front. Thorne did well to Brook. Brook curls the kick around. Not enough out of bounds on the full.
Yeah. It's as pressing a game of NTFL football I've ever seen, as in all 36 players in a half or even in an inside 50. Both sides are really pressing up, and it's a high tense game. I think both sides have got to watch their districts. I saw there's a free kick here off the ball, gone to Philip Wills. I saw before when who was it having a shot before that last shot? When he was having a shot, and Barlow was having a shot, and McAdam was just a bit of push and shove. You just can't do that when you're having a shot at goal. So.
Another whistle.
There's another one.
They don't know who's got the free kick here.
But umpires having a chat with each other here.
Bowles has got the free kick.
They've brought it down about 10 metres further down the ground. Now Deary has got it.
Players are going, does that make a difference?
So Deary trots away. Down the outer side, kicks up towards half forward. Eilert sets himself. Gilhouse in front. Had enough of the footy, and the mark is paid.
Good grab it by the Woodville West Torrens ruckman. Kicked the ball more than I've ever seen him kick the ball. He usually gives it off there, but his skills have been good.
Found Brennan across half back. Very tense grand final. Crowd's quiet. It's low scoring. Both teams feeling each other out early in the third quarter. Josiah Farah. The Barlow direction, clears his head and goes out of bounds. The skill's not great, but the pressure intense.
Just the defence work from both teams as well. I mean, you're right, Rob, a very low-scoring affair, but the two most quality teams in the side. So they're both holding each other up. We just need someone to break away.
Gilhouse into the path of Brennan, but he's slipped over. Now Tigers surround him. Philo up towards half forward. Brewer. One-time Lion and Tiger at VFL level. Kicks up towards Melville, who's back on the ground. Trying to shrug the tackles, Josiah Farah. Kick back into the middle, only as far as Philo. He was off 50. Then. He was off. Came to Staunton, over to McLaughlin. McLaughlin for the Crocs. Kicks up towards full forward. Riley has front spot. From behind comes Thorne. Riley goes hard at the footy. Thorne as well. Deary comes in to lay the bump. Barlow towards the boundary line with Riley. Riley wants the safety. He's not going to get it. Comes back to Rosie. The 1-2 with Barlow. Can he go inboard? It might be too tall. Smashed away there by Miles. And it might have broken down. Opportunity gone for the Crocs. At half forward though. Cookman wants the football. He was taken down in a strong tackle. And now Joel Butterick goes hard at the footy. Comes to Barlow. Sockers it cleverly off the ground. Opportunity here for Gallio. Gets it on the boot. Short pass to O'Brien. 35 out. Slight angle. And there's a bit of niggle between he and Holmes. O'Brien's better just to back off and line up and kick a goal.
It's the best, or maybe even the first time, that districts have sort of gone into their forward line quickly, and it's set up. You know, they haven't got numbers behind the footy, which is happening today, and O'Brien should kick a goal from here. But yeah, they just got the ball in quickly. Turnover on half back. Deep entry and they're away.
He had a shot touched right on the line in the second quarter. A bit further out. He should make the distance with this one.
He's in front of the Nightcliff fans just to put him off a little bit more.
Bowles doing a dance to the trumpet on the mark. O'Brien kicks a goal. He's missed.
It worked, the dance.
I've never seen that before, but it worked. I hope he's not dizzy.
He was doing like the aeroplane.
Holmes will kick it back in for Nightcliff.
Great piece of defensive work.
This is just such a cutthroat game. They've got to take those advantages, districts or both sides. When you get a sniff like that, you've got to take advantage of it.
Riley clever to Wilson. It's broken open for the Tigers here. Up towards full forward. Spoiled away from Wills by Brook. Josiah Farah comes in to lend a hand, and it goes out of bounds.
Defending well, Nightcliff, like they have all year. I keep wrapping up their back line, but 2 goals in 2.5 quarters of a grand final is a super effort.
When you consider that 3 players contributed 16 goals in the preliminary final last week. Farah and Mummery kicked 5 apiece and 6 to Koopman, and tonight it's just 2 goals from that trio, 1 to Koopman, 1 to Mummery.
A lot of AFL experience in that forward line as well with Barlow and Rory O'Brien, a Sandover medalist as well.
Rogamala tries his luck. Wilson's been good. Pushed off the football. Goes again. Taken down by Stewart, who's just come in back onto the ground after a spell on the bench. Opening here, though, for the Tigers. Well done by Bowles. Kick was smothered. There's lots of yellow and black jumpers. Grew up. Oh, it's all Nightcliff out at half forward. Phil Wills marks and will play on from 40 metres. The Nichols medalist can't kick a goal either. He's got Melville on the last line and he touches it through for a behind.
Again, just look at opportunities. Would have put him out to a 3-goal lead. We've only kicked 2 goals in 2.5 quarters of footy. Vital to kick those goals.
Huge kick out towards the wing, came from Martin. Miles, clever tap forward. No, paid a throw.
With that one. It's where they need quick ball movement from behind the footy districts.
They made no changes. Rick, were you surprised? Tambling we thought might have come in. Ogden, but maybe not fit. Got to play fit players.
I've been told Ogden wasn't right. That's what my mail told me. And yeah, I don't know the Richard Tambling one because he was a born and bred junior. I thought they might have brought him in and AFL experience.
Staunton's kick. Ox player spilled forward as if pushed in the back. No kick paid. Wilson. And it's gone out of bounds from where he got the kick away on the half-forward flank. So some good pressure down on the forward line by the Crocs. Has kept it in about 70 metres from their goal on the left side.
But Will Farah's at full forward, which I like. And Koopman's underneath him, so I just reckon they're set up well.
Just 3 behinds between the 2 teams in this third quarter. Very low scoring, high pressure, tense grand final. Gilhouse wanted someone sliding by behind. Rosier came up with the football. Barlow has got a couple of Tigers around him. Came to McAdam. Going past it was Rosier. Danny Butcher comes up with the football. Hacked kick in towards the middle. Whistle's gone. It might be a free kick down the ground to the Tigers' way. There's been a few of those this quarter.
Got to be more disciplined, districts. That was a 50-50 in the middle of the ground. They win that footy and you got it down to Farah in a one-on-one.
Danny Butcher. He's got Wills, back of the pack. He just slipped underneath the contest and slides a goal through. Clever play, Phil Wills. Used his body well. Ball spilled to the back and didn't go the aerial route. Dribbled it through the goal square for the Tigers' 5th goal. And maybe their first flag since 1965 is headed to Nightcliff.
The importance of one-on-one football you can see here. Philip Wills and Brooks in a one-on-one, and that's what I love watching in grand finals and finals is a one-on-one. Just had to keep that ball going forward. A dribble kick. Jason Dunster wouldn't like that.
What a great success story Wills is as well. I mean, picked up the Nichols medal on Sunday, and just if there's a man who oozes resilience, that's him. Just injury after injury after injury. Came back, clearly the best in the league this year with the Nichols medal, and snuck that one through now. And as you said, Rob, puts them one step closer to their first premiership in 65 years. 55 years, sorry.
Now doubled their score, 5-8 to 2-7. Crocs need a goal back quickly. Philo went through hard. And the umpire comes in. He's pinged a free kick against Staunton. Comes to Paris. He's got to go back and kick over the mark he wanted to play on.
Let's go back to discipline as well. That last one there's a 50-50 in the middle and something went on behind the play. Nightcliff got it and they ended up scoring a goal from it.
In the Melville direction, he's been quiet tonight, the competition's leading goal scorer. Bowden came up with it, gave to McAdam, who's been in a couple of scraps this quarter. He was able to slip the tackle from Tyson Kidney and found Barlow. He dropped the mark. He had no one around him. It's all Crocs. Can this one Tiger win the footy? He did. Gave it to Holt Fitz. That was Philo. That's a bad turnover because the Crocs had all the numbers at half back. Came to Melville. He's stripped of the football. Now Zach Smith it is, in fact, and he's taken over the boundary line. Crowd want deliberate, they won't get it.
Barlow's looking dangerous. His effort is 10 out of 10, but it's just not happening for him. And that happens sometimes in football. It'll come because his effort's up, it'll come. But things just, he looks like he's about to break the game apart and they're just not quite getting there.
Gilhouse, Paris for Nightcliff. Martin sees it through for a rush behind. And again, there's a bit of push and shove. Rosier taking umbrage to something that Paris might have done. Martin will bring the ball back into play for the Crocs. 39 plays 19. Well, that's a free kick in the end, not a score.
I reckon that was an undisciplined one as well. I'd be talking about that, both coaches, the importance of discipline. Whoa.
Martin, as he kicked that out on the full. Well, that's out on the full.
I went a foot over, but Seb did fairly well to bring it. Yeah, exactly, because he hit it back to the right, so it has to be one or the other.
Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Life goes on.
Nightcliff pressing forward again. They lead by 19 points. They've kicked the only goal of the third quarter. Jess Butterick taken down by McLaughlin. Brewer's had a couple of touches this quarter. Wilson through his hands. Here's Barlow, the man that could break the game open. Clever by Wilson to Butcher. Was very good. Kokoniki. Desperate tackle by Stewart. Comes to Drogamulla. And a free kick has been picked out for over the shoulder. And it's going. And there's another undisciplined act. And that's against Stewart. Liam Holt Fitz will get 50 metres and go right to the goal square. And in a low-scoring game, a 4-goal lead deep into the third quarter is a big break.
The discipline worries me, boys, at the moment.
Yeah, if you're a Crocs fan, you'd be pretty furious with that right now.
Something I reckon was really good as Hugo Drogmola not going on with that ball. You saw him hold the ball up and I thought, what are you doing, mate? And he's gone, no, we're 25 metres out directly in front. Fair chance of kicking a goal. And I reckon it was well played because it would have played the advantage, but I reckon he did really well. Then there was an undisciplined act and Nightcliff could have their first flag in 54 years.
Holt Fitz gets his second. The players are starting to feel it. They all run to him at the top of the goal square at the Michael Long centre end. 6-8-44 Nightcliff, Southern Districts 2-7-19.
There's just a movement over this oval at the moment that this is slipping away. I reckon that Nightcliff supporters are on the edge of their chairs.
Yeah, they've found their voice and Southern Districts fans have suddenly lost theirs.
They cannot speak highly how much they need a goal, Southern Districts Football Club.
Melville's been good, hasn't had too many clean possessions, but he's competing again up on the forward line. Staunton got away from Joel Broderick on a rare occasion, gave to Charlie McAdam. Barlow, in front was Deary, down to Schwarz. Deary did well to butter up at ground level as well. Great desperation. He competed in the air, fought on at ground level, out of bounds.
I'm not 100% on this stat, but I reckon that's the first contested ball inside 50 that Southern Districts have got their hands on the ball at ground level after a contest. Now, I could be wrong, but it's sort of something they've just struggled with a bit today, Districts.
I haven't seen it, Ricky.
Gallio played for the free kick. Brown still going hard. Brennan wraps him up in a tackle. Koopman over the top. They want to hold him the ball. They're not going to get it.
20 minutes into the third quarter and Nightcliff are breaking away. You're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL Grand Final thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining.
Wilson rides the bump. Tackle came from O'Brien. He's holding the ball. Here's an opportunity.
They have to get this. This will bring them within 3 goals and it's still a sniff. They're not playing real good footy. You'd bring them, I reckon Shannon Rusker would bring them in and saying we can lift 5 notches and we can get a lot more discipline and there's a lot of areas we can improve on and this game isn't over. This guy's had a lot of success in his football career. South Fremantle Football Club, I think he's from, and won a Sandover medal. But this is as important a kick as he has ever had in football.
Every time Southern Districts have lined up for a goal this game, they've been right in front of the Tigers supporters. There's someone there with the trumpet, and they are just giving it to him.
Like a Christmas carol in March. All the Christmases will come at once if he misses this, though, for the Tigers. He's got it. Vital goal for the Crocs. They're still alive. 21 minutes gone, third quarter. Their first goal of the term, and the margin back to 19 points.
It will be a short quarter because there hasn't been a lot of goals scored, so you'd be lucky to get another 2 minutes of play. If Shannon Russell would be saying 3 goals, that's all it is. They're easily a good enough side to pick up that 3 goals. Areas we have to fix is our discipline.
Yep.
Yeah, and probably get the ball into the forward line quicker, and we've got to improve at ground level. But the game's not over. There's only that goal is very handy.
Well, if you looked at the score, you'd think it would be blowing a gale and pouring with rain, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But it hasn't. The conditions are perfect.
Just defence work, both teams.
Gilhouse smashes the ball forward and then falls over. Staunton goes to ground. Keeps fighting on and then throws the handball out in the Gallio direction. He soccers along looking for McLaughlin, overrunning it there. Comes to Josiah Farah. Valance is now
he's got a
15
chance here.
on, I think. Valance comes up with the ball. Goes to McLaughlin.
Lucky districts then.
Goes to
very lucky, Ricky.
Bowden, awkward kick in, looking for Gallio. Good strength by Gallio to get rid of Budarek, who had control of the footy. McLaughlin received from Brennan, shrugged the tackle. Rare occasion tonight. McLaughlin kicks to half forward. Mummery comes out in front of Riley. Couldn't take the mark. Clever by Brown. Tap to Riley. Smashes a handball back to Brown. Taken in the tackle. Brilliant work by Riley to get rid of the football. Finds his teammate there in Philo. Oh, what a goal this could be. Butcher in front. Mark couldn't be completed. Come to Holt Fitz. Can he get his third? He's got Zach Smith for company. Soccers off the ground. It's away to the right. But brilliant bit of play across half back by Kane Riley behind to Nightcliff.
And Nathan Brown outstanding in a one-on-one on Koopman. Won the footy, got it forward, and they nearly scored from it. He's wore him like a glove. Nathan Brown gets the most dangerous defender every single week.
Second attempt, Bricknell. Holt Fitz standing in front where good forward should be, and he will line up for goal from 25 metres out, slight angle.
Nathan Brown, he reminds me of Iggy Velojo. He used to be able to walk over to him and go, "You're picking up this bloke here," who was the match winner. And he'd turn around and say, straight away, he'd say, "Yep," and he'd give you a wink and he'd walk away. There'd be no, "Oh, don't you reckon this bloke would be a better match?" Like every week he gets the hard match-up.
Holt Fitz for his third goal. Tennant Creek originally. Played senior footy at a young age. Exciting player.
Toured Ireland, I think, as a 16-year-old.
Right on the three-quarter time siren. This will bring the house down. If they can go to a 26-point lead.
Just gives you momentum, doesn't it, these ones?
For his third goal, Holt Fitz hasn't been able to bring it around. It thuds into the goal post and the Crocs live. Three-quarter time in the TIO 2019 NTFL Grand Final. It's Nightcliff 6-10-46, Southern Districts 3-7-25.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text safety to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sport zones. Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store. Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, can you please make your way from TIO Stadium, from the playing arena? We need to get our final quarter underway. It's a 21-point margin at the moment, favouring the Nightcliff Tigers. 6:10:46, 3:7:25. Promises to be an absolute belter of a final quarter. Hope you've enjoyed Grand Final Day. All right, guys, please make your way off the playing arena here at TIO Stadium as quick as you can so we can get this final quarter underway. Alrighty, here we go. Good luck to both teams for the final quarter. Give it up for both your teams. Haggard's footy!
TIO Grand Final here at Marara. Nightcliff 6:10:46. Lead districts 3:7:25. The Tigers haven't won since 1965. The Crocs won it last year, but they kicked just one goal in that third quarter. Nightcliff kicked away with a couple late, and it's a pretty handy break, Rick Nolan.
Just walked past Benny Lou Fat in the bar then. He played in their last premiership. He looked pretty happy, but still a bit nervous. But,
well, I mean, this would be the definition from heartbreak to lose it from here.
21 points. They have to claw back, the Crocs. Gilhouse won the tap only as far as Danny Butcher, who sends it in the Brewer direction. He goes to ground and will win a free kick. Might have been a bit of tunnelling there. Brewer wins the kick for having his legs taken out from underneath him. So the first foray forward with Nightcliff. Long kick. Butcher bumped off the footy. Drogamulla, who's got the crumb. Quick soccer off the ground by the big man, Butcher! And Butcher slices the Crocs open with the first goal of the last quarter. And the margin is 27 points. And maybe that is the flag.
I wouldn't say he has played that well today, Butcher, but if he ever needs a goal, now's the time. Just a deep entry. Deep entry into the forward line. District's not with real big numbers. Ball come to ground. Just an opportunist goal. Good contest by Hugo Drogamolo just to bring the ball to ground. And there could be a very big party on the foreshore at Nightcliff tonight.
Back in the middle, Miles up against Gilhouse. All the big guns in there for the Crocs. O'Brien, Quentin Gallio, Barlow.
Barlow's the one. I just reckon he's the most of the Crocs that looks like he could get them back into the game.
Up goes Gilhouse, won the tap in the O'Brien direction. Looked for Gallio. Whistle's gone again. And it's going to go O'Brien.
Need some quick movement here.
Minute and a half gone. There's still time, but they've only kicked 3 goals for the whole night. Running away with it is O'Brien. In the Mummery direction. He'll receive on the bounce. Coming at him is Bowles, and Bowles smothers the footy and sees it towards the boundary line. He looked up, slips the tackle of Mummery. Still going Bowles. Wow. Almost too easy for Nightcliff. Kicks back towards the wing and won't find a teammate there, and Melville goes out of bounds.
Had a very good year, Bowles. He missed out on a couple of final series. Been not getting selected, I think, because of point systems issues. Now, I think he's been one of their most important players of the year. Played very good football and stuck at it. Very resilient.
Hush over the crowd, but Nightcliff fans must be very, very excited with a 27-point lead. I kick back in towards the centre. McAdam tracking the ball back. Oh, stripped of the footy by Kidney. Well done. Kidney kicks up towards full forward. Out comes Eilert. Eilert gets to it, marks on his chest. Strong grab.
Played predominantly forward today, Cameron. Not a real lot of stints on the ground, but
pokes one over the top, and sliding forward was Brewer.
Tyson Kidney, young boy that's come through the junior ranks. His father, Adrian Kidney, a Nightcliff great, and his uncle, who they're twins, Robin Kidney, Glenelg Premiership player in 1985 and 86. But his dad would be ecstatic now because he was, I think he might have won a Nightcliff Best and Fairest in the 80s, actually. Both his and his uncle as well.
Brewer called into the grand final team, kicks the goal. The Tiger and Lion, recruited by Nightcliff, extends the margin to 33 points. 8-10 plays 3-7, and that flag looks like it's headed to the beach.
Just to the right of me, I've got, I can see through the box, Jeff Barella, Di Barella, who have just been troopers of the Nightcliff Football Club for a very long time. Mark Kelly, I think some tears will start to appear very soon. Mick Nyhouse, who set up their junior program about 10 years ago, is there, and they're all looking at each other. They're not celebrating quite yet, but they're very excited.
Well, a couple of years ago, they recruited Phil Wills, who won the Nichols medal this year, and Cam Eilert. Both have been serviceable tonight, but you wouldn't have them in the top 5 players, I wouldn't have thought.
And Cam Eilert won the Nichols medal the year before as well.
Yeah.
So.
Chasing hard, Jess Buderick. He might have something to say in the Cheney medal tonight for the best player on the ground in the grand final. Taken to ground by Rosier. Thorne, handball over the top to Barlow. Barlow down the wing up towards half forward. In front, though, was Bowles up against Mummery. Mummery fights on at ground level. Might be a chance here for Josiah Farrer. He runs around with a trusty left boot, curls the kick around, will bounce over the pack in the square. Thumped through by Brown. He's got Koopman for company. Brown still goes at it. Koopman drags him down in a tackle. Comes to Brennan. He loves these. He tries the banana kick, kicks to the top of the square. Tigers have the numbers and the strength through Riley. And now Holmes will just hack it clear for Nightcliff, but only as far as Gallio, who marks at half forward. Clinton Gallio.
Nathan Brown again, very good on that last line of defence.
Riley there, Holmes bats it away two-handed on his foes. O'Brien coming at him quickly was Wills. Comes off hands, Brown and Mummery there through for a rush behind.
O'Brien's tried hard. It's a win for Nightcliff. They can just slow the ball down now. Play the boundary lines. Wouldn't be going down the middle too much.
Holmes has been resolute in defence, done nearly all the kicking in.
That's all you need. That kick there. I'd be playing that the rest of the quarter. Nightcliff.
Melville flew. Coming through is Thorne to Barlow. Brilliant tackle on him by Melville. To Rosier. Now to Josiah Farrer, who's been sent forward. Wants Mummery, slides, can't complete the chest mark. Just landed in front of him, back to Farrer. Has he got the pace? He has. Burns away. No, he doesn't. He's tackled. Came to Mummery, and a throw goes against Josiah Farrer. And Sean Wilson comes up with it for Nightcliff. Wilson, the former Buffalo, pokes on over the top to the running Bowles, who had plenty of time to juggle the mark. So a bit of the sting's gone out of the Crocs. They had a chance at quarter time when they trailed by 21 points, but that margin has blown out to 32. Gallio wins a strong contested mark.
Good kick. That's what they've got to do. They've got to take some risks.
To Staunton, the kick too wide and had to make Will Farah backtrack. Farah kicks back to Staunton, who'd made ground. Still outside 50. Good pressure by the Tigers' defence. Comes in the Koopman direction. And Jesse Koopman, 6 last week, 1 tonight, has been well held by Nathan Brown.
Will Farah's started at either centre-half-back or full-back. So I think they've gone to the mercurial Jared Brennan. That's what they sort of need him to do something. Needs to basically pull off a miracle. So, yeah, but if anyone could do it, that's probably the guy you'd go to.
Koopman's gone a long way back. He's almost onto the wing. Long run up from 50 metres. He's a thumping kick for his second goal of the night. Won't quite make the distance. Off hands and won't even go through. Deary is an over-the-shoulder free kick, and it's going to Nightcliff in the last line of defence against Brennan, and it'll go to Clayton Holmes.
Worst thing with that, they've just eaten up a minute in all that. So time's against them.
Exciting times for Nightcliff. Deary. He just pumps it long, hugging the boundary line. Up went Coco Nicky, but the man Mountain Seb Gilhouse took it in front of him. Pokes it in, looking for a teammate. Intercepted. Coco Nicky again. Melville, clever handball over the top to the running Nicky. Up towards half forward. The kick was horrible. Bowden's in the way, but Eilert there taps it between his legs. Good one-on-one battle between Eilert and Bowden. Bowden goes to ground. Handball to Nicky, who'd gone streaming forward to Danny Butcher, who slips over. All of a sudden, suddenly the Jew is coming into play. Martin comes bursting out of half-back, but only as far as Nicky again. The ball on a string. Farms it back out to Philip Wills, the Nichols medalist. High kick, Melville dropping back and then turned around to the oncoming traffic of Staunton, then picked up the crumb. High kick at goal is just snuck through from behind.
It's a win. They just got to milk the clock now for about 12 minutes. And these players will make history.
Out towards Schwarz. Butcher, who socked a miracle goal off the ground in this last quarter to all but seal it for Nightcliff. O'Brien waits, draws at an opponent, gives to McLaughlin on the outer side. McLaughlin streams forward, up towards full forward. Lovely kick.
Bit of movement.
Josiah, how thorn it is, in fact, marks on his chest. And then pumps it in towards the square. Brennan from behind wrestles Deary away from the football. Can't complete the mark. Deary did well, and the Tigers have the numbers. Wills off to Brown, out wide to Coco Nicky. Gallio desperate, but Nicky holds onto the footy.
Their ability, Nightcliff, at ground level, inside defensive 50, has been 10 out of 10. They have really cleared anything that has come to ground in District's forward line.
They finished 2 games clear after the home and away season, belted Districts by 90 points in the last round of the home and away season. And Paris just had a little bit of a go at Gilhouse there, which Stewart took exception to. And now Gilhouse wants to get involved as well. And there's a free kick going to Stewart against Brody Philo, I think, in the end.
Still wasting time. It's still stopping momentum. It's not what they, what Districts need. To get the ball in quickly.
Stewart had a wonderful game last week. A bit quieter tonight. Oh, a huge leap in from the side from Bowles. Came to Brennan. Nothing really working for the Crocs though, and his kick just sneaks through from behind.
That's from the Nightcliff end, I think. That horn.
Did you do that, Ricky? Was that you?
I'm going to take a bit of talent to do that with a horn.
I'm waiting for the Tiger roar. People that know the Nightcliff ground, every time they saw a goal down at Nightcliff, this roar is emitted from the social club. Brody Philo, he's a decorated player. He's won a Nichols medal. 3 Nichols medalists in this Nightcliff team. Bricknell barges his way through. Coco Nicky's having a terrific last quarter. Had a good first term as well. Melville looks like he's having a run on the ball. It's opening up here. Wilson, the former Buff. Inside attacking 50. Gilhouse has dropped back though to give his defenders a bit of an assistance.
Just had to kick the Cammy on a lead, then they're away. Just had to look with their eyes.
Josiah Farah, Martin had to steady the ball before he got his handball away. Clinton Gallio into the middle. Staunton He's got teammates, but they're pretty stagnant in the middle. So he goes long all the way out to the forward line. Bowles running back with the flight of the ball. Marks on his chest. No, couldn't complete it. Schwarz. Shepherd came from Holmes to Riley now. Nightcliff will clear in the Brown direction. Oh, that's got to be a free kick against Josiah Farah. He just went for the man. The advantage is paid. Came to Wills. Brown is still down. Inside attacking 50. Martin goes one-handed. Melville, the leading goal scorer in the competition. Hooking kick to Eilert. Goes hard on the footy. Coming the other way was Brooke. Eilert stood his ground. On the bounce to Bricknell. One way, then the other. Want to get rid of it quickly. He's run down. Slipped off his hand. Had to be holding the ball. It is. Free kick against Bricknell.
Nearly shut the gate there.
And Gilhouse has to hand it back to his teammate in Farah.
Hurry up, boys. You haven't got too long.
Yeah.
No, Gilhouse was the one. He's too exhausted to take it.
Handball. Brooks is there.
He's looking very exhausted.
And Farah next to him, just the same. Out it came there to Gallio in front of Philo. Gallio just tumbles a kick to the wing. Numbers favour Nightcliff. Wills went up high against Josiah Farah, who's trying desperately to keep the ball in play against Deary. Strong tackle off the ball with Stewart and Wills going at it again. Josiah Farah coming into Wills to give him a bump. Some tempers are fraying here. Stewart will give him another free kick.
The man on the wrong side did Nightcliff the last couple of minutes on a few 50-50s.
Mummery flies in front, goes to the back of the pack. Good spoil away by Clayton Holmes, who's had a good night in defence for the Tigers.
Ricky, how much do you think the fact that the Tigers, I mean, they've only played one game this final series, a lot of rest over the last few weeks, think that's helped them tonight?
Yeah, you just got to play well on the night, and that's what they've done. I think it can help. There's so many theories of different theories out there. And I've been in the grand finals a lot of different ways, and at the end of the day, you've got to play well, and that's what they've done tonight.
Yeah.
Gruel marks that kick from Riley. Holt Fitz has got a paddock on the wing. Zach Smith comes at him, but Holt Fitz had time to pass the ball straight down the throat of Melville. Melville can go back to Holt Fitz. Holt Fitz has kicked 2 already tonight. Can he get around Martin one way then the other, and then centering ball is excellent to Bricknell. Dangerous forward Bricknell. Not a lot of possessions tonight, but whenever he's near the footy, you're always worried he can sneak up and kick a goal against you.
I've just been super impressed with Holt Fitz tonight as well. I mean, he set that up. This would be the icing on the cake.
He's a fairly long, accurate shot at goal, this guy. Cameron Ollett could have been on the end of a few forward entries in the last. He's just really running extremely hard at the end of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if he kicks a goal close to the end of the siren, because he's still working hard.
Bricknell for his second. If it wasn't sealed already, this will seal it. From 51 metres, unloads, huge kick, and it was touched right on the line by Martin. One behind only for Nightcliff. 8-12-60, they lead by 33 points.
This ball has to go down the middle of the ground.
And it goes 10 metres sideways.
Yeah, wow, that's not what you wanted.
To Brennan. He pumps it long. Gallio in front, gets a little nudge and win a free kick. Against Clayton Holmes. "14 minutes gone last quarter. Nightcliff have kicked 2 goals to nothing in the term. Gallio tries to find a teammate in Mummery. O'Brien, who's tried his heart out in the second half in particular, still chasing hard after the ball. Will he be able to keep it in? Everyone gave up on it except O'Brien, but it's gone out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree. He's tried hard, O'Brien.
Gilhouse the best for Crocs?
Yeah, I think he's been real good. Yeah, got a lot of the footy. I usually expect him to dominate in the stoppages, which he's been good, but he's got a lot of the footy around the ground.
Drogamulla beat him this time with a kick up towards the wing. Holt Fitz up against McGregor, and it goes out of bounds. Holt Fitz earns the low 5 from his teammate there, Sean Wilson.
This is a win for Nightcliff because the clock doesn't stop in NTFL football because of the heat, the extreme heat up here. So for viewers down south, the clock runs when the ball goes over the boundary line.
Brennan won the tap into the path of O'Brien. It was clever, got it around Bowles, then got a handball away looking for Brooke. Brooke was taken to ground. Off the ground went Joel Butterick. Off the ground goes Gallio. Schwarz comes in. Opposite number 14 in Brown. Now Danny Butcher. It ping-pongs its way across half-back. Good strong footy by Nightcliff, but Martin comes up with it for the Crocs. Wilson went without it. Valance now in 15. Came back to Sean Martin. Out wide to the wing. Rosier looked inboard. Plays on and kicks in the Thorn direction, and he marks on his chest 45 out. Plays on quickly himself in towards the pockets, and a stretching mark to Mummery. Can't waste too much time.
Yeah, I'd be sprinting at the back. Think it might be too late though.
Mummery, 5 goals last week against Tiwi, lining up for his 2nd goal tonight and the first of the Crocs last quarter. For a 27-point ball game, Mummery kicks the goal. 16 minutes played. It won't be a long quarter. They've got to kick a goal a minute to win.
Wow.
Yeah, the body language doesn't look like it can be done, can it? 4.5 goals, haven't kicked that in 3.5 quarters of football. So.
Yeah, coming into this game, I certainly wouldn't have expected that with just a few minutes left in the 4th quarter that Southern District sort of put 4 on the scoreboard tonight.
Just think now of those Tiger supporters, people like Sandy Kickett that have just worked so hard for the Nightcliff Football Club for years. Paul Blinky Blee, they reckon he's at the home games at 6:30 in the morning and he'll work all the way through to 8 o'clock at night. Those people they must be just enjoying every minute of this.
Grew up, Danny Butcher. Bricknell, good mark on the run. And we saw that he can kick a long ball.
He's done it a couple of times tonight, Rob.
The last one didn't quite have the legs, but it got close. Holt Fitz lurking dangerously, wanting a crumb. John Butcher at the top of the square, the former Port Adelaide player. Melville as well.
Just taking 30 seconds off the clock. Smart football.
He belts it, gives it everything. To the back of the pack. Butcher, can he kick another miracle goal? Rides the tackle, brought down by O'Brien, and it's out of bounds. A little bit more niggle going on there. Just quiet word between McLaughlin and Holt Fitz. Still in the forward line for Nightcliff. Taken by Brennan. As far as John O'Miles. Sent it out wide to Eilert. On the left boot, centering ball. Brook is there, 3rd man up. Brook picks up the crumb, tries to shrug. Brewer should have been holding the ball, not paid. Play on. Wilson gets the handball away. Quick snap on goal. He's away to the left, behind only.
You know what's impressing me at the Nightcliff Football Club? I'm just looking. I'm big into volunteers. So I'm just looking around to see these, but they're not celebrating yet. They're down the bench. It's not, to me. It's not over. They're still business-like. I'd say the game's over, but they're still chipping away at it and not celebrating until that final siren. Very professional.
Will Farrett to Josiah Farrett. Both deep in defence. You'd rather see them in the forward posts. The ball's pinging around in their direction. Brennan to McLaughlin. Brought up his 100th game last week for the Crocs. One of many Crocs who'll be lowering their colours tonight. Gave it back to Brennan, who just hoofs it high, and not very handsome. Out of bounds on the full.
Should take a moment to with Chris Bucks. He went out and got Philip Wills and Cameron Eilert on board. Probably the 3 best players of the last decade have been those 2 and Peter McFarlane. He landed 2 of them. I think that's his skill set, is to put a really good list together. Communication, the 100 million phone calls required to put your list together. Bring people up from down south, point systems. He's done a very good job.
They're still pressing. Almost 20 minutes gone. Last quarter of the 2019 TIO NTFL Grand Final. First flag in 54 years coming up to Nightcliff. High tackle goes against Danny Butcher. Comes to Rory O'Brien. And a 50-metre penalty for good measure.
Well, you're watching 7-2's coverage of the NTFL thanks to TIO, Naffles, Apia and MacArthur River Mining. And, well, the Crocs might have a 50, but it's Nightcliff are taking the trophy home tonight at 8:13:61 for 9:33.
I know we're going to be a long quarter, 23 minutes max.
Great interception from Holmes. To the wing. McLaughlin had enough of that, marking over Wills, and the umpire saw it that way as well. Dylan McLaughlin in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand. Pumps it back towards attacking 50. Up goes Thorne. Behind is a strong mark to Nathan Brown. He's had the wood on Koopman all night. And off the ball, a little bit of frustration. Barlow there on Holmes.
Probably the biggest matchup, wasn't it, of the game?
Yeah, spot on.
Deary's been solid all night, as he has all year. Runner-up in the Nightcliff Best and Fairest.
Here's another huge pickup.
Goes back towards the boundary, as every good defender does, and smashed over the line by Holmes.
I think last week, Koopman, I thought, man of the match. You know, got 6 goals, and we're looking at Southern Districts with 4 goals for the match tonight as collectively as a team.
Spoke about winning finals with 8. You know, to keep a forward line like that, Districts to 4 goals. Yeah. Very good effort by Nightcliff.
Won't be a long quarter. Comes back to Eilert. Won't have travelled the required distance. Spoiled away by Butcher. Jess Butterick, McAdam, off to Philip Wills. Wills high kick in the Melville direction. He'll let it bounce first. Bowden from behind. Comes up with a footy, gave to Brook. Crocs will go forward. O'Brien's the target. He'll find him on the bounce. Hard running coming the other way though is Holmes. Scooped up by Barlow. Barlow centering ball. Mummery marks 50 metres out directly in front. Too little too late. Mummery will line up for number 3.
Talk about Philip Wills in his season. I saw, as Mummery gets this on quick, I saw him had a picky beak at Thunder's training before the start of the NTFL season. He didn't play Thunder with an injury. They've kicked the goal.
Yeah, goal to Mummery. 3rd goal, so they sneak one back, but it's not enough. They trail by 22 points, 39 to 61.
I've never seen a guy do a session like it. He would have been a 2-hour running session. And I often talk, the hardest trainers are the best footballers. Cameron Eilert's not the best footballer because he wasn't born that way. It's the way that he trains. And the hardest trainer I've ever seen is Cameron Eilert. The best footballer that I've seen is Cameron Eilert. So they've worked very, very hard to get this premiership. They just didn't wake up in the morning and they get handed a medal. They've worked very hard, the Nightcliff Football Club.
Celebrations not far from starting. Nightcliff lead by 22 points. There it is, the grand final. The flag goes to Nightcliff. It's back to the beach for the first time in 54 years. The last premiership they won, 1965. Nightcliff, too good for Southern Districts in the grand final of the NTFL. 8-13-61 to the Crocs, 5-9-39. Well-deserved, Rick Nolan.
Unbelievable scenes here. So well done to the Nightcliff Football Club. I just keep thinking of these volunteers. Jeff Dybarella, Mark Allison Kelly, that have just bled for this football club. Mick Nyhouse, the great Robbie Campbell, Jason Rowe. These people have, the KOSA committees can set up premierships, and they've got a very good committee behind them. Sandy Kickett's another one you just see working all the time. Chris Bucks has put it together. As I said, we keep speaking about the Eilert Wills move. They went and got two of the greats of the last decade, and it's unbelievable scenes, isn't it?
But more importantly, the fans. I mean, look at this. This is not, these are not scenes you see every day where the fans can come out. They've been waiting 54 years for this. Ricky, you said you saw Benny Lufat before. He was one of the players that I think played in one of their last grand final that they actually won. They've been waiting a long time for this. The momentum has been building all season, particularly after Christmas. I thought Southern District started off the season unbeatable, and Nightcliff finished that way, and they finished that way with the grand final tonight.
Yep. Unbelievable scenes. Look, a lot of the Nightcliff supporters are next to us, and you won't see many scenes like this. Just mention a couple of Chris Bucks as coach, also Jeff Harvey, David Small, assistant coach as well. Done a terrific effort as well.
So it's all over here in the 2019 TIO NTFL Grand Final. Nightcliff 8-13-61, Southern Districts 5-9-39.
On a fantastic performance tonight, but the Tigers were too good. We'll get to the presentations very shortly. All right, folks, make sure you stick around. We're getting to the presentations very soon. We'll get both clubs to come over towards the presentation area. And we've got the TIO Cheney Medal to present, and also the Premiership Cup for the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Grand Final. How good, hey? That's great.
Member of the first Premiership team. He and I have just been rocking and rolling for the last couple of days.
Yeah, having an awful time. Really boring.
He actually brought up a great point. He went, how many times have you said fuck it's one up here? And I went at least 15 times.
That's, per hour. Yeah, like, it's hard for you to do it. It really is.
So I'm following the echo. I'm following the echo. Oh!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and all the players and representatives of both clubs, can you please make your way across to the presentation area? We'll get your medallions and the Premiership Cup to you. Thank you.
The flag. We're going to
You're chafing at the bit.
Benny Lou back. Sorry, brother. How you going, mate? Yeah, sorry. Shannon wants to say a few words. Yeah. That plays inside.
I worked there for about a year. I'm Sunny Coast.
Oh, okay, right. So you've been tracking.
Are we coming up together? Yeah, pretty much why. We'd like to know for last night. Yeah, we'll get there. But, hey,
All right, all the Tigers supporters, quickly guys, make your way. I know it's very exciting, but please make your way around to the presentation area. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic game we just witnessed. The grand final of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Grand Final. Will you please give it up for both teams, Southern Districts and the Nightcliff Tigers. With the Tigers taking out the win by 22 points. What a great game it was, and thank you all to our family and friends for attending today, and congratulations to all the players and the support staff from both clubs and their efforts both on and off the field for season 2019. It's now my pleasure to welcome Daryl Madden, the CEO of TIO, who is going to announce the Best on Ground Award, the TIO Cheney Medal for the most outstanding individual performance in today's grand final. So I'm joined by Daryl up here. And it's my pleasure to announce that for tonight's grand final, the TIO Cheney Medal goes to, from the Nightcliff Tigers, number 6, Liam Holdfitz. Congratulations, Liam. Congratulations, mate. Just get a couple more photos with Daryl. An outstanding team performance, but also an outstanding individual performance by you, Liam. Congratulations.
First off, thanks Districts. You've been great all year. It's always a challenge coming against you guys. You guys kept up there most of the game, and we were unlucky in the win. But thanks for the challenge. For our boys, thanks for all the supporters that are coming out, far and near. It's finally here.
Good man, Liam Holfitz, the TIO Cheney medalist for the 2019 Grand Final. Well spoken, and now it's my pleasure to invite up a mate of mine, a former teammate as well, from the runners-up, the Southern District Crocs, their coach, Shannon Rusker.
All right, firstly, thank you to all the fans. Nightcliff, you came out in droves tonight, and so you should. You know, 54 years is a long time, and a big hand for everyone to the supporters today, because that was fantastic. All right, to Chris Bucks and his team, mate, you've got them going really well. Cammy, you know, Wilsey, you've got a fantastic group. Brownie, you've led them beautifully, and hopefully we get another chance down the future to have another game in this March in a few years. So to my boys, you've come back from being almost out on your feet, but that's what good sides do. We spoke about it a few weeks ago when they gave us a touch-up. It was really resilient, and adversity, and the way that you came back and you bound together, that's fantastic. So to the Southern District Football Club and all its sponsors, well done. So thank you again to everyone.
Thanks very much, Shannon. Just before we present the medals, I think it's probably goes without saying how long it's been since the last premiership for the Nightcliff Tigers. There's a gentleman just over here by the name of Benny Lou Fat, who played in the last premiership. In fact, all the three prior to this one. Give it up for Benny. Great to see you, mate. I know you're very excited. I'm going off script here a little bit, and mate, this must be very exciting for you.
It's just, I can't talk, you know, I'm just overwhelmed, and what a great team this side is, and yeah, I'm just so happy for them.
I bet you are, and you're going to have the honour of presenting the flag and the cup for us very, very shortly. So please take your spot down here. Give it up for the great Benny Lou Fat, ladies and gentlemen. He's played in their last three premierships, and the last one in 1965. I'd now like to ask upon the coach of the winning team, the Nightcliff Tigers, Mr. Chris Brass, the coach, to say a few words.
Just want to thank Shannon and Will and the team. Great effort tonight. We knew it was going to be 4 quarters, but you took it to us. But professional club outfit. When I started coaching, I looked up to Shannon, so thank boys, and what a great effort. Great effort. To, first of all, volunteers, life members, past and present, players, coach, thank you. This is for you. Our supporters through the year, my personal supporters, thanks for the support throughout the season. Last ball, Brownie and the boys, amazing effort. Div 1, it takes 50, 60 guys to get where we got tonight, so I'd like to thank everyone for that. And yeah,
all right, thanks very much, Baxi. If you could just wait there for us. I'll get you to read out in numerical order of Guernsey number your premiership winning team. Of course, leave your captain until last, but I'm sure you're very proud of these guys.
Yes. Radio, number 3, Jonathan Paris. Hey, Number 4, Matthew Bricknell. Number 5, Kane Riley. Number 6, Liam Holtzfitz. Yeah. Number 7, Jess Budrick. Number 9, Coco Nicky. Number 10, Cameron Eilert. Number 11, Philip Wills. Number 12, Joel Budrick. Number 15, Blake Brewer. Number 19, John Butcher. Number 20, Trent Melville. (22) Daniel Bowles. Number 23, Brodie Follow. (24) Tyson Kidney. (26) Simon Deary. (27) Danny Butcher. (28) Clayton Holmes. (29) Jonathan Miles. (31) Hugo Drogmiller. (33) Shorty Wilson. Our captain, Nathan Brown.
Congratulations to you, Nathan. And also, Chris, thank you very much. Just before you boys race up here and try to get a piece of this flag and Premiership Cup, I know you're very keen. We have to present a medal, of course, to your coach. So, Baxi, you're about to receive this, courtesy of the John Taylor medalist from Melinda Taylor, the daughter of John Taylor. So, congratulations, Melinda. Here she is. I'll get out the way for you. So the John Taylor medal goes to Baxi. And now I'll ask the great Benny Lou Fat and also the Sydney Swans great Mr. Mickey O'Loughlin to present the Premiership Cup. And Darryl here as well from TIO, the flag and Premiership Cup to 2019 Premiers, Nightcliff Tigers. it is. Congratulations to the Nightcliff Tigers. 22 points was the margin at the end of the day. Thank you one and all for attending the TIO NTFL Premier League Grand Final. In fact, all of our Grand Finals for this afternoon and this evening. Hope you've had a wonderful day. On behalf of the NTFL, thank you once again for being great patrons, and we look forward to seeing you all again next season. Thank you very much. Good night and get home safely.